Looking to pursue a career as an aviation technician? At Universal Technical Institute,
And I'm here! Alright. Let's get straight into the game. Boom. Already have everything set up, basically. Just need to go into theater mode. Boom. I have a few other videos. These are more shorts, but yeah. Oh, this is a 20-minute video. Never mind. I thought this was like a 10-minute video. Maybe let's Well, we'll still look at it, but like, yeah. It's taking a while for the game to load. Yeah, I'm here. All right, no valid session, no need to log in. Hell yeah. Love to see it. So I realize I'm wearing a pair of headphones that I do not need. Hey, stream is up, baby. Just adjusting some shit. Uh, huh. The rain's over there. Oh, wait, huh. Interesting. Didn't realize it was that much over there. Alright, now I know there's no audio because I kind of trying to figure something out. Let me see if I could change it. Yeah, I don't know how to figure that shit out. So, yeah, I think it's gonna mute that. And load its volume down to 25. So that I could play the videos. Alright. Yeah. There we go. Got like this one short that I wanted to check out.
Meet Maypole, a 300-foot feral ghoul cut from Fallout 4, and I think we can all see why. Maypole was a passion project created by Jonah Loeb, and although a game model was created, the terrifying ghoul never made it into the final game due to technical issues. The name of the creature referred to a long pole stuck in the ground, traditionally used for people to dance around. But the only thing dancing around this monster is its army of feral ghouls. Described as a melting elemental of agony, I think it's safe to say that the Commonwealth lucked out on this one. Meet Maypole.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What?
Feral ghoul
Oh,
cut from
there's
Fallout
a
4.
clown.
I think we can all see why. Maypole was a passion project.
Yeah, okay. That's a quick short. Didn't expect it to be that quick. Shit.
Here are my 3 strangest animal encounters from the United States. Here are my 3 strangest animal encounters from the United States. First up is the craziest animal predation I've ever encountered. It's not often I see snakes eating in the wild, but it's especially insane to see one swallowing a spider whole. This rough green snake likely pulled the wolf spider straight out of its burrow. Coming in at number 2 was the western slender glass lizard of Oklahoma. Not only is the idea of a legless lizard a pretty strange concept as it is, but this legless lizard unfortunately dropped its tail, which gave us a rare view into the musculature of its body. My third and most insane encounter is what I found hiding under this rock. Not one, but 2 narrow-mouthed toads living together with a tarantula in a symbiotic relationship where they protect the tarantula from invading ants and the tarantula gives them a place to sleep. But drop a comment below, let me know which of these finds you think was the craziest. Here are my 3 strangest animal encounters from the United States. First up is the craziest animal predation I've ever encountered. It's not often I
God damn it. There you go. Move that folder up. Screenshots. There we go. Because I realized I may not be able to do it all vanilla. But for my team, for my country's team, which I'm still thinking of a name of, not sure what I'm going to call it. But yeah, for my, I guess, country's team, I got to figure out like the name for like the country and something for it, but it is Slocky related. Nugget Spinal Core. Hmm.
It's time you did some explaining, Mr. Kirby.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh, hey, Fox. Nice to see that you're here on the stream. I was wondering, like, if I should check, like, my stream on the thing. But hey, nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing good. Just watching some YouTube. But right now I'm just looking at these shorts real quick to see if there's anything interesting. What the fuck? Alright. Yeah, it needs 2 players. Damn, okay. Shit. Boyo. God damn it. Zombie villager. Oh, I got a player head from that? Should switch to my sword so I can actually use it. Yep, alright. Damn it. Great, of course. Oh, shit. Wait, is it because it blew up with poison that it's giving me poison? Alright then. Four more hits and it's gone. Damn, date 700 already. Zombie armorer's head. Damn. Alright. Three holds for the price of one.
This is an auger bit. It is not a force. This is an auger bit. It is not a Forstner bit, which is not a center bit. Wait a second. If that's a center bit, why is the center off center? Over the centuries, there have been hundreds of different types of drills designed to bore out a circular hole. The center bit, though, is one of the really interesting ones because, well, it's just fascinating. It doesn't have a lead screw. It just has this point that jams into the wood and makes a bit of a mess. But as it comes around, one blade cuts into the wood, and then the nicker comes around and cuts a clean circle.
The what? What's his name again?
So the nicker cuts the circle, and then the blade comes out and removes the waste in between. But in this case, it has one blade and one nicker. The auger bit, on the other hand, tends to have multiple nickers and multiple blades. In this case, 2 of each, and in this case, 3 of each. It has this lead screw or snail that pulls it through the work. So I don't have to put much force behind it. It actually pulls itself. It does the same thing though. The spurs cut the outside diameter and the blades come through and remove the waste in between. Forstner bits, on the other hand, have a lot of similarity to the others. They have these cutters that will slice the work out, and they also have nickers that will shape the wood. But the big difference is they're basically round.
Yeah, I could turn
They
on
don't have a lead
the
screw. They tend
thing.
to have a small point. It's not quite as big as the center bit. And because of the large diameter and not having a snail that pulls them through the work, you generally can't run them with hand tools. You need a powered drill or a drill press to run one of these. Though, every now and then, I can give one a try and usually end up going back to something else. And this is the point in the video where I leave you with a joke or funny bit.
timer.
This is an auger bit. It is not a Forstner bit, which is not a center bit. Wait a second. If that's a center bit, what?
Inside Zuck.
What do we got going today? Well, our special boy.
What the fuck? Come on. Why did you interrupt me? None of the above. I don't care.
So, team, what do we got going today? Well, our special boy wanted to drink again. Barbecue sauce? Yeah. Okay, totally. Is he watching the movie again? Yeah. Yep.
No.
And he's exploding lab mice again. We should maybe do something about that. No. It's okay. Go on. No, don't. Go on, Marcus. It's okay, Marky. Keep going. Go on, Marky. Guys, wait, what's that? He's at a Cuban barber. Why is he doing that? No way.
No.
Alright. Great work, team. Don't cheat on my...
Wait, the fucking emotions inside the head don't even know what he's doing. He's just running on autopilot. What the fuck? Aren't the emotions supposed to be controlling him in a way? Not like just witnessing what he's doing?
Here we are with Big Morrison's hypothetical snacks. Old school Torvo. Biggest aloe I know of. And a small aloe. This is amazing.
Nice.
Here we are with Big Morrison's hypothetical snacks. Old school Torvo.
I know you need a reason to snack. That's why you gotta make this.
Lazy guacamole.
Don't forget to wash your fruits and vegetables. Why? You know the lyric. You take 2 lids, good amount of your tomatoes on there. Now you can cut them all in one shot, no waste, no gimmicks. I care so much about your little witty fingers, so when you're cutting it, you're moving the avocado, not the knife.
Okay.
Kinda like you.
Friendly fire would not be tolerated.
The color, flavor, little bit of that.
Okay.
Olive oil, everybody's favorite soap.
I did not know that. Okay, last time I cut avocado, I was moving the knife itself. Now I know it's move the fruit, not the knife. Okay.
And a little bit of wok powder. It's only called lazy guacamole because of how easy it is, yet how freaking delicious it actually is. Get in there. Come on. You're probably gonna finish this video, go about your day, and I'm about to just sit here and eat this whole thing. That's how it goes. That's how it is. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Dang, that's bang. Fire. I know you need a reason to snack. That's what you gotta make.
Where you going?
Wait, what?
Where you going?
Oh.
I don't around. This is why I came out. I couldn't bank on him. Yo, let's go. Excuse me. Hi, sorry, I'm insane. I'm a crazy person. Yeah. This guy, I have a live animal. And so I tracked Your truck. I'm sorry. Do you think I could get that package now? Yeah, I saw you going. Thank you, sir.
Damn.
You're up. Still sealed. The box is hot. This is not insulated. Why is there bubble wrap?
Damn, poor turtle.
Hi. She's hot. She's really hot.
She's
alive, but she's really
she's
hot.
also upside down. Damn. That poor little turtle.
I know, baby girl. I know.
Aw.
I mean, what the is this? I mean, what the this? I know. Come on.
Aw.
Hey, baby, you're still warm. Still mouth breathing? No, not anymore. Okay, good.
That's
You're gonna
good.
be okay, I promise.
Aw. Poor little turtle.
We have a minute to cool off. Right before you were gonna start getting real messy. Yeah, go.
Aw.
Don't eat that. Don't eat that. That's literal
Hmm.
you goose. Oh, maybe that will be your name.
Goose. Alright. Aw.
Where you going? Where you going? I don't around. I don't around. This is why I came out. I couldn't.
You
bet
get
on
it safely.
Yo, let's go.
Damn, that's crazy.
Hi.
That poor little turtle. You didn't ask for that. Alright. Let's watch this Jaws Dead by Daylight concept to cheer ourselves up.
Killer titles.
Especially since now the turtle's doing better.
The shark, the Carcharodon carcarius, or the Carcharodon. Killer.
The Great White might also work.
The first Jaws film.
Also, wait, what
The
else?
shark, the Carcharodon carcarius,
Hmm.
or the Carcharodon.
Can also do the Great White, the Man-Eater, the White Ponter, along with many other titles I can't think of currently.
Killer, Bruce.
We really need a Jaws like killer in Dead by Daylight, because that's so dumb. It's so dumb, but it can work. You know, we already have like a hodgepodge of like emotions and like entities and stuff. We already have like I forgot the other characters. Springtrap, yeah. We already have Springtrap. We need more of these like wackier killers. We also have Chucky too. Like the doll himself, Chucky. So yes, they clearly found a way to make Chucky work. They can find a way to make the shark work.
First Jaws film made in 1975. Killer cosmetics, Bruce being the default. Prestiged Bruce. Brucette, the antagonist of the second Jaws film made in 1978. Killer power, underwater stealth, and the dash attack from the video game Jaws Unleashed. Killer terror radius. Here's a concept made by Scary. Enjoy.
Okay. Clearly somebody knew what they were doing when they were making that. Oh, I need way more dirt. Why does it slap? Why does it actually sound really good? Holy shit. Bum 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 dun 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 dun. Why does that sound so good?
Survivor Cosmetics. Martin Brody being the default. Prestiged Martin. Captain Quint as a legendary. Matt Hooper as a legendary. Map. Amity Island Beach. Charms. Here are a few charms that I immediately thought of.
And a beach would be a cool like map too.
Other charms you can add, but I wanted these are like the main ones that immediately popped up for me. Shark jaws, shark tooth, yellow barrels, orca boat, no swimming, beach closed sign, orca life ring, Amity Island welcomes you sign, oxygen tank, bait bucket, license plate, and of course profile pictures and banners. Here's a Jaws concept that I want to show you by that fly guy Kai. Enjoy.
Okay. I don't have any ender pearls. Oh yeah. This is the video that like someone posted. Take on how Jaws animations would work. Yeah, I'm going to get more dirt. That was done with the fucking thing, but apparently not. Creating a pocket. Now for the dreaded stairs part. Stairs. Would simply go up them with its own pool. However, if the map was flooded, then it would be hard. Water is ground level for brutes. Its fall animation would look. Vaulting was another thing I saw people ask about. Instead of, well, he's a shark. One, he's a shark, and two, not all of like the killers can vault over. Oh no, they're talking about windows. I thought he meant pallets. Well, yeah, if it's to vault over a window, it could also just be like swimming under and stuff. It's not the craziest thing. But yeah, like, I honestly should play some more Dead by Daylight, especially with Fox. I know you're lurking, Fox, but like, we need to play like some kill your friends, like gameplay and shit. We just need like three other players to play as survivors, you know? I'll go over here. There should be a bunch of dirt here. Yep. Do I have another shovel besides the Silk Touch one? Fuck. It broke. I was trying to not make it break, but it broke. Oh well. I at least got more grats for stuff. Oh, that's quartz dirt. That's why. Can I change quartz dirt to regular dirt? Oh no. Explain me a bit more about the Jaws concept.
I want to show you by Trophy J0V1. Let's go over this. So what we're gonna do is we're not gonna go over like everything. I'll leave the document in the description. But there's a few things that I do want to point out. In the beginning of the video, I mentioned my concepts for how I see this chapter to be like, but I didn't mention like a Mori or like, you know, things like that, because I agree with a lot of things with that Fly Guy Kai concept and this concept. Let's go over this. Killer, the Great White, I agree with this. You can see the power aquatic domain. I can't wait. Well, I already like looked over this like so many times, but I do want to go over this power. Martin Brody as a survivor, I I agree with this entirely. Matt Hoover as a survivor. With this one, they made Quint as a legendary. I feel like Quint is too like goated to just be a legendary. I don't know. You can say the same with like the Walking Dead chapter and how they brought Daryl in as a legendary, but I don't know. You can bring all three of them in as survivors, but you know, I don't think there's ever been a chapter with 3 survivors. It usually is like 2, but one of them is probably going to be a legendary. I don't know. So here's the
Ooh,
perks.
okay.
You can pause if you want to, or just go to the document.
Come on up.
Yeah, you have all these great perks that this person made.
Yeah, it's a video.
It's just outstanding. We're not gonna really go.
The guide's mainly going over other stuff. He's going over all of the concepts that's been introduced.
Visuals, because it may be hard to like see underwater. I also agree with this. Then we get like some images of how that would look like with the shark carrying the survivor to the hook. Okay, so we're coming back to the first person and third person. So this is how it would look like for the shark to be in first person, because you know, usually all the killers that are in first person have their weapon like in, you know, in the camera, so the teeth would be the weapon, but I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
shit.
a disadvantage in this, like this, because it's like covering like what 20% of the screen.
If it was in lower
But I guess
opacity, it could be better.
I don't know. I don't know.
It could work better if it was in lower opacity, to be honest.
Want to play like this, or they just have to get used to it. Switching back to first and third.
Curse of Vanishing, Golden Sword, Golden Dagger,
See myself playing the shark like this
Sharp Nets.
in first person and third person. This is really cool. I agree with that. And there's something else that they okay. So this is the bonus, you know, the old concepts and ideas. Here's the
Flash Forge, blocks are smelted with mind. Oh,
This is really cool. I can actually like see this being in the game, so that's really neat. They did mention special wildlife concept, seagulls and school of fishes. Now, having like AI fish in the game that makes small splashes and ripples to throw off the survivors would be really cool. It would be really cool. And also the Mori. We didn't get into the Mori, did we? The Mori should be. Oh no! We'll get into the Mori later. Okay. There is.
I'll get off when he mentions the Mori, because I really want to see what he means by the Mori.
And this is the video. Okay. Okay. These are the videos that this trophy made, and let's take a look at them. So this one is the Pry Open minigame showcase that they were talking about when it comes to wait, let me.
Oh yeah.
find it. There's like a yeah. Where is it? Yeah, attack struggle mechanic. So they were talking about like a struggle mechanic, pry open. If the survivor succeeds the pry open action before you hook them, they will escape and you will be stunned for 3 seconds. So it's like a wiggle. If the shark gets you, it's like a wiggle skill check thing. But if they succeed, then it's kind of like Decisive Strike, but like a mini game. I don't like agree with it, but it's pretty cool. So let's watch it.
One more shovel, it should be good. Ooh. I can test out this Flash Forge.
That was the first video. On to the second, the Mori Showcase. This is the one that I'm
Well,
excited
actually, no. Shit. Because I'm not going to get that much from it if I do. I need to use loyalty. Because I realize I'm probably going to use a lot of copper blocks. Because, you know, there's an abundance of it. So, more copper materials, of course. Oh, shit.
Those are the sound effects that they added in. But if you did not notice, that Mori has both the first victim and Quint's death on the Orca boat.
Oh, so I didn't realize. The Mori Showcase. Okay. That's cool. Not bad. Very nice.
Those are the sound effects that they added in. But if you did not notice, that Mori has both the first victim and Quint's death on the Orca boat. I like the mixture of those two, so it's why I didn't mention the Mori in the beginning. But I like that concept. That is amazing. And there's one more thing that I do want to talk about, and that is theories. There's currently, at the time of making this video, there's 2 movie posters on the Greenville Square map named Whales and the Sinking Ones. This may potentially be a hint for a Jaws chapter in the future. Not to mention, these movie posters were added in recently. They also added a shark charm in 2022. This is the closest thing we have to seeing what the shark model could look like in depth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just wanted to throw that in there. It was very, like, it threw me off seeing both, like, I don't know, the whales movie poster. It just gives off Jaws, the aesthetic. It gives off Jaws. And then you see the sinking ones. If you will put these 2 posters together, it just screams Jaws.
Sinking Ones feels like a stretch. But the Whales one clearly supposed to looks like Jaws. That one, it's like, it's obvious that it's like,
I think we went over everything.
that one's, it's obvious that it's like a goddamn, like, mockbuster movie. Alright. The Critical Drinkers movie is an absolute embarrassment.
When I say those 2 words, something inside you probably revolts at the idea of it. Maybe you think of the Fred trilogy that started.
Entropia Universe is
God
a
damn it.
real cash economy MMO, released in 2000.
Real Catch Economy MMO, and it looks like it's 20 years old. Holy shit.
2010, or those weird Logan Paul movies like Airplane Mode, or that weird stunt he did with YouTube Red with The Thinning New World Order. What does that mean? I have no idea. Or even the Scare PewDiePie show. Or maybe you think of Rocket Jump and you think of their really good and really great web show, Video Game High School, that everyone should go watch right now.
Oh my god! Oh my god, I remember that shit! That just unlocked... This just unlocked a fucking memory in me. Oh my god. Okay, I'm looking up Video Game High School. I fucking remember watching that shit. To be honest, I didn't know if it was good or not. I thought it was bad when I saw it, but like, damn. Holy shit. Okay, Video Game High School. I did not know it was made by like YouTubers. Independent filmmaking. Okay, huh. What the hell? 37 movies into the MCU. Marvel boss Kevin Feige says Fantastic Four is their first standalone film. There's no homework required. I don't think you should say that when you're 37 films into your own like cinematic universe, but okay. Damn, I completely forgot about this shit.
It is a masterpiece. YouTuber movies have evolved into legitimate Hollywood productions, with the recent horror movie Talk to Me, by two brothers who started on YouTube, or even Chris Stuckman, who's making a horror movie with the help of Mike Flanagan. And recently, another YouTuber has stepped up to the bat to see if he has what it takes to make a well-rounded production. And his name is The Critical Drinker. If you're privileged enough on this godforsaken platform to not know who this plague on the genre is, The Critical Drinker is a movie critic who views media in an incredibly narrow conservative lens. This is made apparent by the friends and associates he hangs out with on streams, the multiple interviews he does.
And he is very much conservative. I had a feeling of it.
Humorous disdain his audience has for the modern audience, even though the picture on the logo is almost 10 years old. Critical Drinker is not an objective media critic. He likes to masquerade as one, but he does a very poor job of this. Because of this narrow political lens he uses to view media, he often completely misreads or misrepresents what's happening in the media that he's critiquing. My favorite example of this is what he said in his Andor review. His Andor review is overall fine, very surface level on why he thinks it's good and why he thinks it's bad. Not really anything of actual substance that says, hey, this show's really good. This is how the show articulates how it is really good. And it's really just stating his thoughts and feelings on the show, and very much in a casual manner. But at the end of the video, he attempts to critique the show, specifically with its female characters, such as Mon Mothma.
While Andor is nowhere near as obnoxious as other Star Wars shows when it comes to identity politics, you can definitely feel the Kathleen Kennedy influence at times. The tired, predictable trope of the strong, capable female character quietly directing and fixing things behind the scenes crops up a little too often, and if I'm honest, you could probably have cut one or two of them out of the story without losing too much.
Okay, so if you've actually watched the show, you know that this is far from the truth. And the reason I'm focusing so hard on Mon Mothma is because he, A, showed visuals of her while making this point, and B, this is just such a stupid thing to criticize. There is at no point in this entire show where Mon Mothma is controlling things from the shadows. Whenever she's talking to Luthen, she's always on the back foot, whether the conversation be about the funds that the network of rebels needs, or the protection of the citizens of the Empire. She always tries to come to a compromise, but always realizes that Luthen's brutalistic approach was right all along.
People will suffer. That's the plan.
The only time she's ever in control of a situation is when she's talking to Perrin about what she does in the shadows as she maneuvers through the political climate of the Senate while also trying to fund an entire rebellion. And even then, she's doing all of this because she needs his help in order to move her money around without the Empire noticing. To say she's controlling everything in the shadows is just wrong. She's trapped at all angles, swimming with the sharks with every party she hosts. She is desperate for an out, So desperate that she's willing to give up her own daughter to an arranged marriage as a part of a culture that she despises in order to cover her own so that the Empire doesn't find out about her banking history. But because Drinker has this narrow political lens he views media from, all he sees is, arg, powerful woman bad. And this isn't just the case with Mafia. This point he makes addresses
The
all of
pirate
the female
voice.
characters. Vel and Clea are also shown during this little yap sesh that he has, which I assume means he's specifically addressing them as well. So let's break this down and see why this
There we
is
go,
stupid.
bomb site.
Vel is put in a position of power, yes, but that's only because Luthen allowed her to be there. And even with this new power, Vel has been clearly shown to not be ready for it. There's multiple moments in the show where she is shown to be contemplating her own leadership skills and internally processing the idea that people are willing to die for this cause, and she needs to be willing to lose them. The most girl boss character that I'd say is in the show is probably Clea, I guess. She kind of keeps them on track with the business that they're running that kind of shields them from any Imperial intrigue, and also kind of steers him in the right direction to keep his eye on the goal. And the only question I have for Drinker is, why is this a problem? I don't see the issue. The only two explanations I can come up with is either he is stupid or he is sexist. Or he could impress me by being both. Keep in mind, this is one criticism that he tried to make. Imagine if someone went through his entire catalog. I simply don't have the time for that, but someone else has willingly sacrificed their well-being in order to do just that.
What a brave soldier.
Is pretty good, and I suggest everyone go watch it. I have a couple problems with a couple of the points that he makes, but overall the video is solid. Very nice. And go watch that if you want a full-length video about Drinker's critique style. But ultimately, that's not why we're here. We are here because this man tried to make a movie, and it was terrible.
I'd written like this whole series of 9 books plus a couple of novellas called the Ryan Drake series, like named after the main character. And once I made it on YouTube a little bit, I got contacted by an independent film director who said, "Look, I'm a big fan of your channel, and I've also read your books, and I really like them. I think we could do something with this. But maybe start off by making a short film, and then see what we do from there."
My first impression from this is Critical Drinker's not playing around. Like, this is legit.
She can't possibly miss this, right? God, that's so stupid.
One thing that you really did well was the action and the stunts are kind of amazing.
Oh my god.
That looks pretty damn good. I mean, feature quality. That is feature quality filmmaking.
You're dead, right?
She's dead.
You're telling me she's dead, right, Drinker?
Hmm.
She is gone.
Drinker would rip this film apart if he didn't make it. So
Yeah, he would rip his own film apart if he didn't make it.
Yeah, that was incredible. All right, before we truly get into this, let's lay down some ground rules and some cold hard facts. Firstly, I want to make it clear that this is not a feature-length movie. This is a 40-minute TV series proof of concept, which is just pretty much just a pilot that they can ship around to different studios to see who wants to pick it up. I don't know who would want to pick up this abomination, but I guess someone might. Also, this short film is set in the book Ryan Drake universe, set between books 2 and 3, which is an interesting choice. You would think it would be easier to adapt the book series, rather than try to go back and shoehorn in story elements that possibly retcon or even damage world-building elements in order to make this movie fit in between 2 books written over 10 years ago. But nah, it'll be fine. The second thing I want to bring up is the fact that this movie has a lot of problems and tropes that Drinker himself despises, and I think that's really funny. So because of that, we're
Very
gonna have a
hypocritical.
woke meter for every time the show does something that he would consider bad or woke because he's an idiot. This will also see and test the limits of his hypocrisy between him, the critic, and him, the writer. I guess the higher it is, the more hypocritical he is. Spoiler alert, it gets pretty high. Anyway, let's jump in. So I don't want to be that guy who just right off the bat starts bullying the logos in the opening credits. But come on, man, these are not it. It especially gets worse when you look at the names of the production companies. Gradual Upgrades Production. Do you see the annoyance here? Also, this camera animation is certainly a choice. That is a logo of all time.
What is this? The TF2 turret building?
I feel like I'm watching a 2002 educational video about drug use on the school's CRT TV. The movie begins with an
Oh,
opening
it's
text
gone.
blurb to speedrun some exposition. Now, this isn't inherently bad, but the ideas and the information given have some contradictions down the line. And the funny thing is that this barely gives us any information at all. It only serves to introduce this new audience to what shepherds are. Wait, they held no title and answered no name. Why is this guy's name Ryan Drake then? Why do we know that?
Wait, they held no titles, but they're known as shepherds.
Also has multiple visual problems, with the textured background and the text being very similar in color, and it has no drop shadow to distinguish itself from said background. On top of this, we have blurry dust going everywhere, and it's just too much. You have these light shafts on the top. What are we doing, man? Just do black background, some white text, cool font. It's okay, man. Disney won't sue you. The first thing we see is a woman being interrogated by our main antagonist, Volkov, after being captured from something, I don't know. This non-linear storytelling is terribly paced. We then cut to a parking garage where Fedorov, an agent of the CIA, runs into a group of shepherds who are there to extract him. Anya, another shepherd agent I assume, sets up a rifle in the same parking garage. Then as Fedorov is being extracted, the driver is shot dead. At first you think it's Anya because the previous shot was Anya directly scoping in on the driver, but no. The Russians are here to take the shepherds. And this is where the writing problems really start to show. Anya wants to kill this man, Volkov, but she never takes a shot during this entire scene when there's a clear opening for him to be taken out at any moment.
Might as well just use it.
Is when this man conveniently walks into a reticle right as she pulls the trigger. How convenient. She can't possibly miss this, right? God, that's so stupid. The only argument that you can make here is that this is the inciting incident, but no, I'm sorry. Even if that's the case, some inciting incidents are too stupid to exist. This is Army of the Dead levels of stupidity. Anyway, Anya then gets on her bike. Stupid to exist. This is Army of the Dead.
Most disgusting poster I've ever seen. Ugh.
Anyway, Anya then gets on her bike and starts fleeing the scene. Not before pushing this guy out of the way with the force and slowly stabbing the guy for some reason.
Yeah, I have no idea what anyone is.
Huh?
She just like airbendered that. Watch that. Oh!
Wow. What's the camera doing? She's an airbender. We cut to an interrogation scene where the shepherds have been caught. And instead of these highly trained operatives being incredibly resilient to interrogation and really good at their job, the men who go by no name instead decide to give up the name of an operative without any prolonged torture inflicted on them at all. Well, that was easy. This was a running theme throughout the movie because at several points in the narrative, these highly skilled operatives will make incredibly stupid decisions that completely contradict everything stated in the opening text. How could these writers be so stupid? I'm throwing a woke point for this stupidity. These writers are clearly as, if not more stupid than those Hollywood illiterate hacks. Also, the music has been overbearing this entire time. Like, it hasn't stopped from the intro. There's been music playing for this entire thing. This scene would be better if there was no music. In fact, almost every scene in the movie would be better without music. But anyway, Volkov kills this guy immediately after giving the information. Shocker. And then kills this guy with a hammer. But hold on. If this guy was so easy to break to get information you wanted, why not keep him alive? Think about it, Volkov. You have a shepherd operative, aka allegedly one of the most dangerous people in existence with some of the most important information in the world, and this operative is just giving you information for free. Why kill him? We need to milk him for everything he's worth. Sure, kill this guy with hammers, but this guy we need to keep. Also, before we move on, it doesn't help that this guy immediately gives away the fact that they do indeed know something.
Don't say a goddamn word.
Right after stealing a line from Lethal Weapon.
Well, I guess we're in for a long night. Cause I don't know shit.
With YouTube
Damn.
Premium, enjoy ad-free videos, plus the YouTube Music app. One subscription, 2 apps. Try 1 month free.
Well, I guess we're in for a long night, cause I don't know shit. Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Bro thinks he's him for real. To expand on this point a bit, I don't think Drinker really understands why this line in Lethal Weapon works.
That line works cause the guy is fucking crazy and he's in the middle of the torture.
And still doesn't tell them anything. That's why the line is cool. It's also cool because Riggs is cool. In Rogue Elements,
Mhm.
it's just talk. He doesn't actually believe it. He doesn't even believe in his fellow Shepherd operative to last the night, even though I assume they've gone through the same rigorous training. But anyway, after this interrogation, we move on to meeting
I don't
the
need to
main
use the picker.
Jonas and Frost are sitting talking about how
It's
this is a
for
weird time to
that
meet up
stuff.
for a mission. Jonas, being the character that they describe as being able to speak Russian like a native, never actually speaks Russian in the entire movie. Also, the way he's described just confuses me. They say that he's able to speak Russian like a native, which insinuates that he's not actually a native. But then he has the accent. So is he just faking that, or is he actually a native? And if he's faking it, why? On top of that, the accent is terrible.
We're not supposed to be back on rotation for another, 2 weeks.
I thought you had all the answers, Frost. Running ops from behind computer screen like you do?
I don't even know where that accent comes from. Who are you, dude? Anyway, then the car drives up and we're introduced to the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Drake. Oh wait, sorry. I mean Ryan Drake. By the way, Ryan has a British accent, which I assume means he's not an American-born citizen, which means that there's a chance that the CIA operative team only has one American on it? Unless Frost is Canadian, and that would be tragic. I'm putting 2 on the woke meter just because there's no American representation on this team. This is absolutely pathetic. I hate forced diversity. But anyway, British Jack Quaid pulls out the highly secure MacBook Pro and shows us the interrogation scene again, and we have to watch the scene that we just watched again. The plotting and pacing of this is top-notch. We then get flashbacks to the training sequence, and it establishes that Hastings was Ryan's trainer, or captain or something, I don't know. He was the master, he was the apprentice. You know what that means, alright? And I have some questions about how this elite select few of soldiers work.
Richard's
If
Pizza's
I was
cake.
in charge of the CIA operative team that was the most elite group of soldiers
Hmm.
in existence, I would not allow foreigners to be on that squad. I know that sounds bad, but if this is supposed to be the most incorruptible and unbreakable group of soldiers in the world, I'm not letting in people who could possibly be corrupted by exterior motives, like being loyal to another country. I know that won't stamp out all the corruption, but that's a good and necessary step in order to stamp out at least some of it. Also, you would think that being a non-American shepherd would be some sort of really cool character arc to go through and explore. Like, you would think they would do something with that. How does that weigh on Ryan Drake's, mental? We don't know because they never explored it at all. There's like one line and it's on the phone.
No, that could be an enchantment table.
That's apparently all we need. We don't need anything more. Please, sir, may I have some character development? All we get is Ryan Drake being a pushover the entire movie. Plus 1 woke point for the main male protagonist being a pushover beta. We don't like those. We only like alpha males here. We then get more exposition about the extraction of Fedorov, about the separatist group forming in Russia, and how they haven't been organized, but now they are, blah, blah, blah. Why wasn't any of this in the opening crawl? Then the fake Russian guy starts pressuring Ryan about how this isn't actually a CIA operation, and Ryan is doing this for revenge. Ooh, spooky, overwhelming music is back. Ooh, I can't hear anything. Oh!
We don't allow shit like this to go unanswered. Of course, maybe you're the person.
Oh my god. Why is it so loud?
Anyway, we cut in later in the night where Ryan Drake and team are breaking into the facility, and Ryan Drake, elite CIA Shepherd operative, walks directly in spotlights and kills people as loud as he possibly can, and absolutely nobody sees him. We also have the native Russian speaker not speaking a lick of Russian when he's talking to actual Russians.
I was told to come here and ask for Vitaly. Where is he?
You've got the wrong place. Now leave.
Ryan continues to dawdle along and almost gets caught, but pulls a Kenobi.
Tingling down. Forward, left way ahead.
Oh, unlocked. No one
saw you.
What?
No.
That's right out of Kenobi. It's the Kenobi.
Hmm.
Drinker, you did a Kenobi.
Volkov then talks to Victor, whoever that is, and Ryan brilliantly takes down 5 guys in a room. And this fight scene is definitely a showing of how strong and capable these Shepherd operatives are. And not the fact that the Russian soldiers are as stupid, if not more stupid, than stormtroopers. Like seriously, this guy with the rifle just closes the distance for absolutely no reason.
We closed the distance.
Oh my god. This guy decides to take the hostage while also leaving his head completely open to getting shot.
Nobody's supposed to hold them at gunpoint in a position where they can't shoot you in the head, right?
This is a classic trope of making everyone around the main character stupid in order to make the main character seem intelligent, and it's a trope that Drinker himself despises and points out in his reviews. So we're gonna slap another point on the woke meter.
Woke meter.
The funny.
Another woke meter point.
In the building. Tell me something. Do you think you can handle that?
Take all the time you need, buddy. We ain't rushing at all. Then Ryan takes ages talking to Fedorov, even though the people hunting him are in the same building and could be there at any second. Can't you guys have this conversation, you know, somewhere safe? Not in the building? Also, speaking of Fedorov, why hasn't Volkov killed him? He was willing to kill a Shepard operative, even though that he was incredibly easy to break. And with Fedorov, he's already given you all the information that you need, and keeping him alive only compromises your own organization. So the most logical outcome of this is to kill him. The only argument that I could see is that Volkov is using Fedorov to bait in Ryan Drake to break into the facility.
But why?
Kill Fedorov immediately when he heard that Ryan was in the building, or kill him at any point during the heist. Or why didn't they surround the room Ryan spent ages talking to Fedorov in? What's your plan here, Volkov? Anyway, then Drinker gets shot. Oh my god, that was Drinker!
That was Drinker, yeah.
He just got shot! We love that!
Hell yeah.
It's funny to watch Drinker get shot, don't get me wrong, but also, like, what was his character, quote unquote, doing there?
Was his gun pointed at the ground?
He's just pointing at the
He's just pointing at the ground.
He's idling!
He's an actual NPC.
He's AFK! He's going to get water.
Can I also highlight, by the way, that he didn't even get killed by Ryan Drake himself. He had to get killed by the DEI high.
Wow.
I mean,
Sam,
that's very
you can say
progressive
this is
of
a
him,
quick one.
honestly.
We then see Native Russian guy is messing around with a gun, and Ryan Drake is taking Fedorov on a tour of the building. No, I'm not kidding. He decides to do this. Then Ryan gets word that the enemies
His own quote unquote DEI hire killed him. Amazing.
There's sunlight coming out of the garage. Go to the garage. It's right there, dude.
Oh, we were right there, man.
Then we see some of the worst continuity editing I've ever seen. So Ryan is walking along just like he does, right? And the next shot we see of him after he gets shot, Volkov is just standing in the middle of the walkway. And it's not like Volkov was hiding anywhere. He was just standing there, menacingly. And Ryan just didn't see him? Ryan Drake, elite CIA Shepard operative, didn't see the target that was literally in front of him. Then Frost gets jumped by a soldier from earlier, and they start to fight. And since she's fighting a person twice her size, you would expect her to immediately lose, right? Right? We'll get to that later. Ryan continues to fight inept soldiers that keep closing the distance, but this time it's red and spooky.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
really gonna go down.
Also, you have this continual problem with how it's edited. You're going from a dark red interior to a very bright and blown out exterior shot. And from the audience perspective, you're basically flashbanging them every time you cut scenes.
Also, the constant cutting back and forth between daylight and red, not happy with that.
I don't think it's necessarily that it doesn't work, but it's the fact that the camera that they've got is clipping at the white, making the sky just pure white, and it's just filling the frame, which makes it very jarring. Not necessarily impossible to do. Would need a better camera to do it.
I just want the record to show that I just posted a GIF in the chat, and I want Andrew to post the iCarly clip.
Yeah.
Tell the viewers exactly what I'm experiencing right now.
Earlier pops out, throws a smoke bomb, and kills half of the team. And she stare downs Ryan and reveals that it's Anya. Then we cut back to Frost fighting the big soldier guy, and it's just not believable in the slightest. Frost is 100% dead right here. This is a fully roided up muscle man against a small woman. I don't care about how much elite training Frost has had.
The weight difference should the weight difference on anybody. If you're like 120 pounds and someone else it's 180 pounds and they do that on top of you, the weight enough should just kill the weight enough should just kill you.
Yeah, you're not holding this off. You're done.
You just hate women.
I do.
No, my favorite.
They should not have had the fight end like that.
And let's be real here, the material there is not that thick. So
Oh yeah, she should be bleeding a lot more profusely right now.
Maybe she
You know,
should
what's
have very thick.
you know what's interesting, Sheev, is we recently saw a movie in the theater involving a girl getting her neck cut not very deeply, and it's fucking fatal.
The much more straightforward thing of like, you know, we've been making a lark out of drinkers' double standards in terms of women's strength in a combat situation. That was a straightforward, like, you can't even excuse that with like military training or that. Like a full-grown man, muscled man, was pressing down with all his weight and strength on a knife to her throat, and she was somehow holding him off. She doesn't look like an Olympic weightlifter to me.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm
Yeah,
mistaken.
military training equals raw strength.
She
That's
took
how it works.
the, no, she took the super soldier serum. Stop
Hmm.
We then see the brilliant escape by Ryan and Anya, where the enemy keeps running around and refuses to take any shooting position at all. I don't think any of these people even try to take a shot at Ryan or Anya during the escape. And then my favorite part of the entire movie happens.
What the hell?
You're dead, right?
She's dead.
You're telling me she's dead, right, Drinker? She is gone.
Drinker, let me explain something very complicated for you. If RPGs were actually that weak, we would not be fucking using them.
I am absolutely flabbergasted at this writing decision. I have no words. The fact that the critical drinker, a guy who points out obvious and egregious plot armor, lets this slide in his own movie is crazy. We're adding +5 to the woke counter. We cannot let this go. Ryan then follows Volkov instead of shooting in from a distance, and Volkov decides to beat him with a hammer instead of shooting him with the gun on his hip. Then once Ryan has won by sheer luck, he decides that he's going to take Volkov in for interrogation since he's willing to give up information. Well, Anya comes over and just shoots him, and Ryan does nothing to stop her. Even though Volkov is invaluable to the CIA, Ryan doesn't do anything to save him. Then Frost calls in for an update and is surprisingly okay considering the massive gash on her neck. Ryan then leaves with Anya to take a stroll. Anya then reveals the brilliant way in which she decided to hide her bike.
I really just want to admire how
What the
well
fuck?
he hid this bike, by the way. Oh, great. Yeah.
We then get flashbacks that are
God damn it, no.
and it's revealed that
Let
Ryan
go.
is the one who broke her out of prison under the name Maraz. And roll credits. And that, my friends, was Rogue Elements, a Ryan Drake story. Except not yet, because there are not one, but 2 post-credit scenes for no reason. We get one with this Victor guy.
Wow.
I don't know, and I don't care about, and I want to get this video over. Please let me know. I'm begging for my life. Cool, he brings up Anya. Next scene, roll the Nickelback. I don't care what happens. Then we get another post-credit scene where after everything went down, Ryan takes the team to a safe place with Fedorov. Frost is still alive with an open wound in her neck for some reason. Native Russian guy asks Ryan if he put a tracker on Anya, and yeah, why didn't he? Considering how much of a wild card she is for some reason. You might want to know where she goes. So, do we have an answer, Ryan? No? Alright. Well, I guess we'll wait till next time. And that, my friends, was Rogue Elements. A
Damn.
Ryan Drake story. I'm exhausted.
Oh, this is all the backers, baby. All the people who spent money on this. This is my hit list.
Legally, he had to say that.
So that was an experience. I don't even know where to start with this. Like, this whole script needs a redraft or 2, or even 5, honestly. It is astonishing how bad this movie is considering the guy who made it. Actually, let me rephrase that, because I find it to be completely believable that this man made this piece of garbage. I rather find it astonishing that this man, who allegedly has the standards that he does, had the audacity to release something so egregiously terrible. Like, you understand that releasing something this terrible is borderline hypocritical, right? You lack any self-respect at all. But Andrew, being a movie critic is completely different than being a film writer or director. Shut up.
That is not a good defense.
Stories is creativity, something Mr. Critical Drinker obviously doesn't have. In order to make a good script, you need to be critical of your own work. and hold the same standards you hold to mainstream media to yourself. And since his name is the Critical Drinker, you would think that he would keep his standards consistent. But no, because again, Critical Drinker is not an objective media critic. He goes into media with his own preconceived notions, biases, and political views, and it's apparent by his videos and criticisms. He really wants you to believe that he is one, but it's simply not true. And considering how many of his own rules and standards he broke in a 30-minute short film, it's safe to say that he has no integrity at all. And the excuse of, oh, but Andrew, it's his first time writing a film. Yeah, sure, that's true. But he also has written 9 books in the same universe beforehand. You would think, with that much experience in writing dialogue, and writing how characters think, and writing big plots, and even long-term plots over 9 books, you would think that that much experience would translate. And it's not like writing the plot is completely different between the two mediums. Plot is plot. That's just what it is. Just write it how you usually would. But Andrew, maybe he wasn't involved in the movie-making process.
Yeah, no.
He was literally on set for the entirety of the fight at the compound. He was so involved that he was even on set there to help rewrite a scene because that's his job. He is a credited writer on the movie. It's his movie. He's not hiding behind any ambiguity here. He made this mess.
I just want to reiterate, this is going on YouTube, Andrew, just want to reiterate this for the audience. Drinker would rip this film apart if he didn't make it. So, this is hilarious.
After watching the movie, me and the boys sat and talked a bit about what went wrong with this production, other than the obvious. We brought up the question that was, with $400,000, should Drinker have started his film career with an action movie? And the general consensus was no. He should have started small and built up his talent. But later, as we dug into the production of this movie, we found out that most of the team working on the project had quite the portfolio. The cinematographer worked on 86 productions since 2009 and worked on projects like The Twilight Zone and even Deadpool 2. The special effects coordinator has 43 projects under his belt, which include Max Payne, The Incredible Hulk, Pacific Rim, RoboCop, and even The Boys. The producer previously worked on shows like Orville and Law & Order. And then we went down a rabbit hole and came to the conclusion that the 2 weakest links in this production were the director and the writer.
The director and writer.
Most important roles in a project.
The important people.
The director that actually reached out to Critical Drinker
Damn.
making this whole production previously only worked on 6 short films, which no one has heard of. And all of these are on his YouTube channel. And then the writer being Will Jordan, aka Critical Drinker, which needs no introduction. I know I already went over this, but man, you worked on 9 books, bro. How are you this bad? So going back to the original question, I now would argue that with the amount of experience he was able to get for this project, that yes, it was possible to do this if you had actual writing talent and creative vision. If Drinker is this bad at writing a short 40-minute story, I can't help but wonder how bad his full-length books are. And hey, Drinker, if you want to make a TV pilot to pitch to studios and want to be as professional as possible, maybe don't say yes to the first director who calls you. If I was a company semi-interested in this project and was actually considering picking it up, the first thing I would do is gutting the director and writing team. And then I'm going to adapt the books rather than make it a show in the same universe, because given Drinker's track record with writing, I could probably hire some writers that could make his books better. But let's be real, the only company that would actually pick this up is the Daily Wire, which is apparent by how much discussion Ben Shapiro and Drinker have.
Anyway, thank you, Critical Drinker, for coming on this episode of the show.
Oh yeah.
You can find all the links in the description, and remember to use code FACTS to get a free month of ExpressVPN. And most importantly, remember to subscribe to the Daily Wire for exclusive interviews, including an extended version of this one with the Critical Drinker. Are the cameras off?
Yeah, you're good, sir.
Oh, come here, you sexy.
So, yeah, that was Rogue Elements, a Ryan Drake story.
I love some old men, Yowie. Or, they're not really old men.
Money to make it. Hopefully in the future his fans will think twice before giving him anything in regards to his fan-funded projects. If you like this video, consider becoming a member for only $2 a month. It supports the channel and you get some cool emotes. Thank you to the members that have already joined. But anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Well done. Anvil is great for any genre, but it's
Hmm.
sci-fi and fantasy,
Word anvil.
and historical fiction.
Huh. I'll open that up. Keep that in mind. Oh hey, another short. A transitional short. Ooh. Ooh, and crystal. Okay. I'll leave the phantom membrane. Or actually, I could take it out and just put it in another chest. There we go. Yeah. Oh, another transitional short.
A few weeks ago, I made these useless hose nozzles, and then created a follow-up video to improve.
Okay, that's funny.
A reverse nozzle that sprays the user. Now, with more input from you, I'm back again. And while the goal was to improve this reverse nozzle, I ended up creating this abomination instead. The first reverse nozzle very obviously would spray the holder. So in version 2, we gave it a bit of a stealth upgrade, with 5 hidden backwards facing holes. But as many of you pointed out, this wouldn't really work, because as soon as you turn on the faucet, you'd see the hose spraying all over the ground. So version 3 has a shutoff valve directly on the nozzle. Even better, it can work like a normal nozzle for offensively spraying the enemy. Then, when you're under siege, you simply pull the pin, shut off the lever to conceal the hole, and plug the front nozzle. At least, this was the idea, because after 4 iterations, I still couldn't get the leaking to stop. In an attempt to fix this, I created a screw valve version, but it still leaks. Although, I think this one could be an accidental win, because when open, it functions like a normal nozzle. Not suspicious at all. But when you shut it off, no one is safe. So what do you think? Is this landmine of a hose nozzle an accidental win? A few weeks ago, I made these useless...
Superman
All right.
was a 2023 short fan movie that drew quite a decent buzz of attention when it was originally released. The creators behind this fan film basically wanted
The racist Superman movie.
Every room you walk into, people have already decided how seriously to take you. Before you even say a word, they judge your
Personal glow up. Shut the fuck up.
remembered by the actual content on the film and the type of message that they wanted to spray. But if we're really being honest, all this movie was remembered by is by how the casting crew and director were just a little bit kind of racist and how freaking terrible of a film it was. I'm not sure if many of you remember, but about some time ago, I made a video on Spider-Man Lotus, another fan film that started getting attention around the same time as Superman Solar for also being a pretty racist and awful movie. And while the controversy with the Superman
God
movie
damn it.
wasn't as huge as what went down with Spider-Man Lotus, I still think it's worth talking about in this video. Plus, Superman Solar as a movie is also much more worse than you can imagine Spider-Man Lotus ever was.
The main actor's acting is so atrocious, I almost cried. I cut it out of this, but I almost cried. I did.
Now, the reasoning behind why I brought up the existence of Spider-Man Lotus just a second ago in correlation with Superman Solar was because of the amount of relevance their controversies have amongst one another. Like, around the time that Spider-Man Lotus was dealing with a racist controversy, Superman Solar was also dealing with another racist controversy at the same time. Bro, I've seen people on the internet say that the director of Spider-Man Lotus actually co-signed and had a little bit of involvement with the production of Superman Solar, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I looked all over the internet for that and like, I couldn't really find anything that backed up that statement.
Let me go upstairs to try and get some wool, because that's what I'm here for.
Call this new collection of YouTube fan films the RCU or just like
The racist cinematic universe.
And when you look back at it, I'm not gonna lie, the whole story behind this is just so hilarious because the creators behind the Superman fan movie barely had anything super controversial that's worth raging over. It actually definitely feels like they got the short end of the stick in this whole thing. But to compare all the bullshit that Spider-Man Lotus went through, it barely even compares if we're being real. The video I made months ago goes into way more detail if you're curious, but for For a quick TLDR for the sake of this video, the creators and actors behind the Spider-Man Lotus movie were all exposed for just being racist as hell, bro. Like the director behind the movie,
Oh,
Gavin
God.
Honop, had some crazy screenshots saying the N-word, just like edgy, cringe 14-year-old white kid DMs that he's writing as a grown-ass man. Like the main actor who plays
Grown-ass man.
some cringy shit too. Like to make it even worse, the actor who plays Green Goblin was exposed for being interested in diddling kids. Like the whole drama behind the production was just a mess, bro. So it really fucked up a lot of people's perceptions going to this fan film because they already had a pretty strong bias towards the people behind the creation of this movie. But also isn't like the fan movie wasn't also like hella boring and pretty shit too. But if there was ever a hypothetical world where this controversy never happened, I have a strong feeling that about half of y'all niggas would have somehow found a way to glaze that dog shit. The controversy that circled Superman Solar wasn't nearly as big, though. I just find it funny how a lot of people just grouped into the same boat as the Spider-Man fan film just because they released around the same time. Like the drama that went on behind both movies feel like I'm comparing an edgy white kid who thought it was funny to say the N-word from time to time back in middle school to like the damn Ku Klux Klan, bro. Like the only thing I really find out was
Whoa.
like
What?
or like drama against the Superman fan movies that the whole casting crew are just like a bunch of Republicans, bro. Which is already like 60% of modern America. So like the fuck are we actually doing here, bro? Like there's not really any hard evidence that would make me get all riled up and be like, oh my god, guys, like these guys are racist and they hate black people or like whatever. But I mean, I did find some screenshots of some of the casting members behind this movie like follow some very questionable Instagram pages. Like for example, the actor who plays Superman in this movie follows a page on Instagram called The Typical Liberal, which is an account that's known to have like let's say very opinionated statements towards many social controversial topics.
Oh no.
Twitter found the director of this movie, Andrew List Letterboxd, and they basically posted 3 screenshots of the movies The Sound of Freedom, Get Out, and Us, where he rated The Sound of Freedom a 5 out of 5 stars and gave the 2 Jordan Peele movies a 2 out of 5 stars. And honestly, at this point when I saw this post, like a bunch of people on Twitter started really grasping for straws to look for real things to shit on the cast behind Superman Solar, because I'm pretty sure The Sound of Freedom is about a movie that talks about the dangers of human and child trafficking and has like no racist shit in it. Like, what in the world do these 3 movies have anything to do with each other, bro? Like,
Yeah, fair point. Yeah. Yeah, fair point. How is it racist to say that, you know, that sort of stuff is bad? It's definitely like a stretch of the imagination. What the fuck? Huh.
After seeing all these reviews, like the guy gave the Batman a 3 out of 5 stars. Like I don't even think he's really racist, bro. He's just probably just retarded.
He just has a shit taste.
5 out of 5 stars and like, okay, cool. Like I'm a guy who's all for being confident and like proud of your own work, but there's no actual way you believe your own movie is worth having a perfect rating when you have dialogue like this in it.
And the symbol on your chest looks like a target.
I need them to point their weapons at me and not at the people who can't defend themselves.
What does that sound bad? That sounds really shitty.
And I want them to see me. I want everyone to see me.
Like the nigga who plays Superman sounds like that one dude from the Zesty Pinocchio movie, bro.
When can I live on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
Before I go on and talk about the actual fan movie, I do want to preface first that Superman Solar was a crowdfunded fan movie that managed to raise $21,000 that went into the production of the movie out of a $25,000 goal. But for a movie that somehow got niggas to donate 20 bands of their hard-earned money into this fan movie, the final product really looks like the actual budget was only like $200. To compare that to Spider-Man Lotus, which is also a crowdfunded fan movie, that film managed to raise up to $100,000. And taking all racism aside, the cinematography is honestly like not the worst thing I've ever seen. So I'm guessing Superman Solar didn't have enough people who use the hard R in their daily vocabulary, or else they probably would have had a bigger budget, not gonna lie. The whole entire movie is about 30 minutes long, but they spent like 5 minutes on the credits alone, so it's really like a 25-minute movie, which I don't know, it's just gonna sound
Holy
like
shit, that's a lot of looms.
5 minutes of screen time, $21 feels like way more than enough to make your movie actually look good, or at least have like to buy a decent green screen for like 90%
Bane of
the scene.
Arthropods,
Like, I won't be
Death
surprised
Strider.
if a majority of the budget went into the VFX scenes in this movie, because I'm gonna make fun of everything this movie has to give out. The VFX scenes are not one of them. Those actually look pretty good, not gonna lie. The Superman suit though, what the hell is going on with the Superman suit, bro? Like, bro, the anatomy is just like all the way off. Like, why are his shoulders and arms like ginormous, bro? Like, bro, if I ever saw a nigga like this in real life, I would deadass think that you're injecting some type of illegal substance in your body. Cause why the fuck do you look like a Baki character right now, bro?
Look like a Bucky character.
Why is he standing like that? Aside from the Superman suit looking really wonky and stupid. I just think that the actor that they picked to actually play Superman was honestly like not really the best choice. All this shit I'm about to say is with all due respects towards Glenn Kill, who's a guy who plays Superman, but like in the poster that they used to promote this movie, he looks completely different to what we actually saw in the actual film. Like the editing on this graphic alone is crazy.
Oh yeah, it's finally some Ender Pearls.
And like things shouldn't be 100% accurate to the original source material, but
Diamond Shovel.
Clark Kent was supposed to be young and just in his second year of being Superman should have a receding hairline. Like, bro, what the fuck? And you can tell that the people behind this movie knew that the actor might have been too old to play Superman too. Cause tell me why in this scene, which was a flashback to Clark growing up, in an attempt to make him look
They
young,
never show him.
This nigga wear a backwards hat. Like,
Oh, never mind.
and not only is the actor old, but his voice also sounds so weird in this movie too. Like, bro, I hate to unironically use the word aura in a serious manner, but bro,
I've never faced anyone who could move me, let alone throw me. You've showed me today that I could bleed. I'm even more like humans than I thought.
Like, bro, do you hear this nigga's voice right now, bro?
Huh?
The whole point of this movie was to highlight on the more emotional side of Clark and how he lives life on Earth trying to relate to people knowing he himself isn't human. And they use the plot points surrounding the kid who's trying to self-delete himself and it's up to Superman to convince him not to. And I honestly see the vision of what they're trying to work with when they wrote this scene. But
Oh shit, I just realized.
actually like so goddamn bad. Like it turns something that should be kind of heartfelt in some of the dumbest and funniest shit I've ever seen. The dialogue in this entire scene is so hilarious because these niggas sound so monotone. Like you can actually tell that they've never even acted before in their entire lives. Like at least the racist Spider-Man movies somehow managed to show how emotionally depressed everyone was. Every single actor in this scene seems like they don't even want to be there, bro. Even the kid who wants to self-delete himself.
Temple, we're all secured here. No need to see further response. Jesus Christ, what's going on? We got a kid about to jump off the building. He made a post online saying goodbye.
This nigga sounds like that one dude who was trying to end his life.
Why did it?
Smiling friends up.
Why do they all sound the same? Actually, it sounds really bad. Holy shit. That. In arthropods. I just realized it's giving me all these higher tier loots, or all this loot on the higher ends. It's giving me like end city stuff.
Particular scene, we're mainly talking about how they break the 180-degree rule a lot during this scene, which if you didn't know what it was, it's basically like an unwritten kind of rule that a lot of filmmakers follow when they want to shoot scenes between two characters facing each other. Like I myself wasn't fully aware of what the 180-degree rule was initially at first too, and after researching about it and looking it up, it actually did help me understand what to look for in other future films when it came to shit like bad filmography. But I felt like even if you had literally no idea about what this rule even was, you could still point out how unbelievably shitty the film it looks throughout the full entire scene. Like for example, when Superman flies to the top of the building to prevent the kid from self-deleting himself, Superman is on the right side and the kid's on the left side. Then we get some random flashback where Clark's dad is talking to some random ass middle-aged man with a backwards hat, and when the flashback ends, this nigga Clark Kent switches to the left side and the kid is on the right side. Like, bro.
Well, that's a really nice story, but what's your I mean, where were you when I was getting the shit beaten out of me my whole life? Where were you when my mom got gunned down in a drive-by?
Like, nah, dead ass though. One thing that I found pretty funny about this whole scene was just how awful the execution was with the message that this entire scene was trying to tell us. It's pretty obvious that the point that they're trying to go for is trying to make someone like Superman relate to a human being and the things that human beings go through, but the way they did it was just like so dumb. Like,
you wouldn't understand.
You'd be surprised. Try me.
Being afraid. Hey, you wouldn't understand just being afraid.
Y'all want to know how Superman
Huh?
this nigga when he said that shit? Fighting fucking Brainiac. Yeah, like a kid who wants to jump off a building and just told you that his mother just got blicked down can relate to the time he fought a multi-planetary level threat. And also another thing I want to add, but like, why does the Brainiac in this scene look almost exactly like the Piccolo from Dragon Ball Evolution? I can't lie, the beginning of this fight scene actually didn't look half as bad though. One thing I was very worried about when it comes to this movie was how the fight scenes were gonna look, and I immediately assumed it was gonna be terrible due to the rest of the damn movie being terrible, but they actually made this fight look somewhat decent. Granted, they weren't actually using the actual actors to fight and it was all VFX, but you know, with a short film that got a $20,000 budget, sometimes you're forced to cut corners and that's perfectly fine. bruh, did they just go on YouTube and just type in slap sound effect for this part, bro? The CGI background of the desert terrain is obviously pretty bad, but honestly, I feel like at this point, complaining about the CGI in this movie really just feels like I'm actually just beating a dead horse for it. So I guess Superman tells the kid the story of when he fought Brainiac somehow works, and the kid ends up, you know, not deleting his lifespan. And at that point, that's basically the end of the movie. Oh shit! I forgot to mention that there's this little subplot in the movie where Clark is like trying to be like not unemployed. I mean, it doesn't really go anywhere important. I just wanted to bring it up because like,
Oh, he just ate it.
Room that Clark gets hired in is so dark and gloomy. Like bro, I kind of do pretty much get the message that the directors were trying to go for
Alright.
when they made this film, and you can tell that they tried to make this movie have a lot of heart. But to me, that honestly doesn't really fit as a good excuse for someone like me or anyone else to not call it a bad movie. Still, like if you made me a meal and this meal tastes bad, but I guess you put a lot of heart and effort into making the meal, then I mean, like, I appreciate the meal, but it still tastes like ass. Like, there's no changing that. Like, the whole racist controversy behind this movie did kind of tarnish the director's reputation a little bit, because it's not like they can't improve on things when they can make other movies in the future. But I feel like due to all that drama, people are still gonna watch all their other future stuff with a biased view and probably still hate on it. But honestly, I was looking through the comment section after I watched this movie to see if there were people trashing the movie, and all the comments seemed pretty positive, which honestly surprised me a little bit, not gonna lie. So, like, I guess the KKK members came to support their fellow comrade before the haters got to this movie. Alright, I'm just kidding though. And speaking of the director making future films, this movie actually has an end credit scene that might tease there being a Superman Solar 2. You know, I can't lie, I am pretty seething for that. And this time they're hinting at the main villain being Lex Luthor now, which interesting about that is that the actor playing Lex is actually a real actor who's been in actual theatrical films. And if y'all think I'm trolling, I'm being so dead ass. Like bro, this nigga was cast in the original 1978 Superman movies and fucking Man of Steel. Like this
Oh, damn.
He went from Zack Snyder's Man of Steel to being shitty Lex Luthor and Superman Solar. Like, there's also another scene at the end of the movie where he's in another Superman Solar sequel, but with Batman involved now. Like, the directors are actually like really showing out here, man. Superman Solar 2 might actually be one for the books here. I saw a tweet
They're
about
trying.
where they leaked like the supposed Batman suit that they were making for the potential Superman Solar sequel, and like, I really don't even got too much to say about the design. Like, it's pretty much self-explanatory here.
In this legendary space MMO, the heroic acts and merciless betrayals of its players weave the fabric of the universe. Who will remember you when the dust settles? Become a legend. Only in EVE Online.
Okay, yeah. That backpack acts like a bundle. All right. You're wrong about Jurassic Park 3. Exposing the grit. Superman. The 3 Birdmen? Who the fuck is that guy? Alright. Why? Invisible Woman is waifu material. Oh no. Why? Hulk's Lex Luthor works and Eisenberg's sucks. Alright, I guess I could play that video. It's a G-dubs, and I got 2 more videos here. Ben Shapiro's sides with Lex Luthor over Oh. I'm sorry, but like, I don't think you honestly should. And I can't believe... I remember thinking, damn, Ben Shapiro, it's cool and shit, like, because, like, he's just, like, you know, he's, like, being very, you know, I forgot the word, transphobic, yeah. It wasn't until I realized, wait, why are we hating on trans people? And, like, I realized that what they're doing is not affecting my life at all. And, like, you know, like, they're not doing anything wrong. They're just trying to live their lives. And it made me realize, huh. So, who's the real bad guys? And yeah.
We all know that if there's one group of people you shouldn't mess with, it's Mexican cartels. Them and the IRS. Cartels' power and resources are seemingly unlimited, and their influence reaches deep into the state and the law. Not only are they powerful, but they're vicious and merciless too. If you've been on the internet long enough, chances are you've had the misfortune of seeing some pretty dreadful pictures and videos, and not all of them have been from BuzzFeed. And it seems like the most depraved and shocking ones are from Mexican cartels. They must be doing wonders for the snuff film industry. You don't even have to go to the darkened corners of the internet to see this stuff. There's been plenty of times I'm reading an article for research and then bam, I'm scarred for life. Like, you know, they skinned their enemies. You didn't have to fucking show them. The newspapers over there seem to have no problem putting pictures of mutilated bodies on the goddamn front page. And then right beside them, they'll have a scantily clad model. Like, what the fuck is this? So what would you do if these guys threatened you? You probably wouldn't tell them to do their worst. But that's just what Alejo Garza Temez did. The absolute madman took them head on. So, how did that work out for him? Alejo Garza Temez was born in Nuevo León, Mexico in 1933. Living in the woods, he had a typical country lifestyle, fishing, hunting and working for his dad. His dad owned a sawmill, and with his children's help, he turned it into a successful venture and opened a timber supply store, which eventually became so successful they were able to open more stores. By the time he was a man, he was well secured, owning his own ranch. He still enjoyed the activities of his youth and was known as a very skilled shooter, his love of hunting leading him to amass a sizable collection of guns throughout the years. Being Irish, to me, a sizable collection
mangrove,
of guns
yes.
really mean a single gun, but he had a good few. In 2010, Alejo was 77.
Yes. Okay, I got.
Man compared to the
Oh
gang
wait,
members
you got
who
way
showed
more
up
than
armed
enough.
to his ranch in November. They wanted his ranch for their drug running operations, and they weren't overly interested in taking out a mortgage. The men who belonged to Los Zetas cartel told Alejo they'd be taking his ranch, and he had 24 hours to get his things in order, at which point they would return and kill him if he was still on the property. For what I've seen of these cartels, that sounds extremely reasonable. I'd say, thank you gentlemen, it was a pleasure doing business with you. I hope you enjoy your new ranch, I'll be on my way. But Alejo was no pussy, telling the men that this business arrangement would actually not be suitable to him. The men left, telling Alejo they'd be back in 24 hours, to which he responded, I'll be waiting for you. Probably not in an Irish accent. Alejo gathered his workers on the ranch and told them they could all have the day off. He had other plans, and over the next 24 hours he set about cleaning and maintaining his guns and fortifying the ranch. He intended to live up to his promise to the gang. The next morning, a number of trucks pour into the ranch. The men exit the vehicles and surround the ranch with their weapons, hoping to intimidate the old man into giving up peacefully. But Alejo is still not leaving the building. As a final warning, the men fire into the air. They are met with a hail of bullets from the windows.
Damn.
The gang take cover and return fire. They are well armed and not about to back down from an old man. Inside, Alejo's weaponry is mostly hunting and sports rifles, but he has devised a plan to maximize their usefulness. In his preparations, Alejo had set up guns at every window and doorway in the building, and was now running from opening to opening and firing at the gang, making it appear as if there were multiple shooters coming from within, and making it hard to predict where the next target was going to be, and, more importantly, where the next bullet was coming from. Alejo's years of hunting and shooting were serving him well, and several of the gang members had already been hit. The remainders were fighting fiercely though, riddling the building with rounds and even lobbing explosives. After a frenetic battle, the firing from the building had finally stopped. The last remaining criminals tentatively entered the building, perhaps expecting to meet with a number of Alejo's workers. Instead, they were surprised to find only a single person in the building, Alejo Garza Temez. He is dead. With the building in a shambles and the firefight likely attracting the attention of the authorities, the gang decides it's time to make like a tree and get the fuck out of there, leaving 6 of their own to rot. And they were correct.
Oh, fuck.
The Mexican
Wait.
Marines were on their merry way. When the Marines arrived, all that was left was cleanup duty. It turned out that 2 of the 6 criminals left behind were actually just unconscious. Man, these guys just really don't give a fuck, leaving their dudes behind like that. Like, imagine you're one of those men. You wake up and you're getting hauled off to prison because your gang just left you behind in a fight that they won. That is the heroic last stand of Alejo Garza Temez, the story of an honest, hard-working man standing up to those that, left unchecked, would rape the world and rule the ashes. But he wasn't the first, and hopefully, he won't be the last.
Damn.
And hopefully you won't be the last. To like, comment, and subscribe, buy my t-shirts, and follow me on Twitter.
Damn. Really cool story.
Batman v Superman gave us the worst version of Lex Luthor ever. We had to wait almost 10 years to finally get a version of the character that actually does him justice in live action. And that's thanks to Nicholas Holt's great performance and the script written by James Gunn. But why does everyone hate Eisenberg's version and love the one from the new movie? There are 3 reasons that explain it. The first one is how each version shows the character's intelligence. This is a key part of Lex, because in every version and in all types of media, he's one of the smartest people on the planet. The weapon he uses against Superman isn't his shredded muscles, his perfect shaped head.
It's his brains.
Purple armor. His real weapon is his brain, his mind, his ability to predict what Superman is gonna do, and to manipulate literally everyone, from political leaders to public opinion. We see this in both Eisenberg's Luthor and Holt's, but in totally different ways. In Batman v Superman, Lex has a few lines that sound smart, like this one.
You're psychotic. That is a 3-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds.
He also acts with this kind of superiority, like he thinks he's better than everyone else. He assumes he's the only one who really understands how dangerous Superman is, and tries to lecture everyone around him, from a congresswoman to Lois Lane. But the problem is that it's all just fancy words, because at no point does he actually prove he's smart. Lex's evil plan is to manipulate both Batman and Superman into fighting each other, hoping Batman can kill the Man of Steel. But just in case he fails, Lex has a backup plan. He creates a new creature by mixing his own blood with Zod's body, but at no point does it seem like Lex actually knows what kind of monster he's about to create. There was a chance this new thing could have kept Zod's memories or personality and tried to kill Lex the second it woke up. Remember, the last thing Zod tried to do in Man of Steel was wipe out all of humanity.
He's a very dangerous man.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
Complete AI creation.
Who in this version has no real consciousness or clear motivation, the plan is still super dumb. As soon as Doomsday wakes up, the first thing he does is try to kill his creator, and Lex only survives because Superman saves him. You can't even argue that Lex expected that to happen, because this version of Superman already killed Zod and a terrorist. It's not like he has some unbreakable moral code about protecting all human life. On top of that, Lex had just kidnapped and tortured his mom, so it was totally possible Superman might have killed him, or at least let him die. But the plan just keeps getting more ridiculous. Luthor's goal was to use Doomsday to kill Superman, but there was no way he could have known they'd end up killing each other at the same time. If Doomsday killed Superman like Lex wanted, what was supposed to happen next? It's not like the monster would take orders from him, and we already saw it could absorb any kind of attack, even nuclear bombs, so there's no way the world's armies could stop it. And if Doomsday is stronger than Superman, then other heroes like Flash or Aquaman wouldn't stand a chance either. This whole thing could have made more sense if Lex had put some kind of self-destruct chip in Doomsday's brain, like Valentina did with Sentry. That would still be risky, but at least the plan would have had some logic to it.
I like your plan, except it sucks, so let me do the plan. That way, it might be really good.
This bunch of plot holes in the villain's master plan makes Lex feel less like a smart guy and more like someone incredibly dumb who just thinks he's smart. That kind of trait might have worked for a different character, like a failed villain such as Captain Boomerang, who's always talking like he's a criminal mastermind, but is actually a total idiot. But it doesn't work at all for Lex Luthor, who needs to be a real genius. Holt's Luthor, on the other hand, doesn't just say he's smart. We actually see him being smart throughout the whole movie. Right from the start, he lays out a pretty solid plan to ruin Superman's reputation. He clones the Man of Steel to have a powerful weapon to go up against him, but he makes sure the clone doesn't have a mind of its own. It works like a weapon that only answers to Lex, so there's no risk of it turning on him like Doomsday did in Batman v Superman. Plus, Lex explains that he studied Superman's movements and powers for 3 full years, so he knows everything he can do like the back of his hand. He came up with 2,500 special moves to counter Superman, because he knows what Superman is gonna do before even he does. Sure, Luthor can't fight Superman one-on-one since he doesn't have powers, but he can use his puppet to beat him, and it's all thanks to his brain. Instead of depending on outside forces he can't control, like Batman or Doomsday, this version of Lex uses his own smarts to take on Superman. He memorized all the moves himself, and runs the whole operation live, and in real time to take Superman down, something literally no one else on Earth could do.
So smart, me.
But Luthor's plan goes way beyond just making Superman look bad out of jealousy. Toward the end of the movie, we find out he actually supported the Baravian invasion of a neighboring country because he had already struck a deal with the president to take half of the new territory for himself. Of course, this doesn't work out because Superman and the Planet Crew uncover his plans and stop him. But unlike in Batman v Superman, it doesn't feel like Lex sabotaged his own scheme. Some people might say this Lex is also an idiot because he let one of his girlfriends take photos of all his secret plans. But in the second act, we see that Lex used to lock up his exes in his own private prison. He didn't think this bimbo was a threat to his plans because he was blinded by his ego and his belief that he's smarter than everyone else. It's a character flaw that actually makes sense in the story, and it lines up with how Luthor acts in
That's how Lex Luthor always falls and fails. It's his own ego, his hubris, that makes him fail. Also, this scene where he's like walking through and like his goons are protecting him just screams aura. It screams aura of just he does not give a single shit because he knows like his goons are going to keep him safe without a single scratch.
Enough to convince you he's a real genius. Lex literally created a pocket universe without breaking a sweat. Even Mr. Terrific, who's one of the smartest people on Earth, says doing something like that would be super difficult. He basically admits he couldn't have pulled it off himself, which shows that Luthor really does have a next-level brain. Meanwhile, Eisenberg's version can't even brag about building a successful company because he flat out says he inherited it from his daddy.
Nepotism in its truest form.
Game of Thrones King's
Damn.
is now available on both
Why did Zack made Lex Luthor a Nepo baby, huh? That's such a stupid thing to do.
The second reason why one Luthor works and the other just makes you cringe is their personality and on-screen presence. In
Oh,
both
yes.
versions, Lex is weaker than Superman in every way, but he still feels threatening all the time, even without wearing his armor. Some artists, like Frank Quitely, draw Luthor as a total physical beast, while others, like Lionel Francis Yu, make him look slimmer and more refined. But no matter the version, the key is that we have to believe a regular human with no powers can be Superman's nemesis. To pull that off, he has to stay totally calm and confident, especially when he's face to face with Superman. Being smart and having evil plans isn't enough. He needs to be able to stand right in front of the Man of Steel and actually look more intimidating than him. But Eisenberg's Luthor is the exact opposite. He's like a mix between Mark Zuckerberg and Jim Carrey's Riddler. He's a weird, twitchy guy who randomly starts yelling and jumping around. He makes strange noises, bangs on tables, his voice cracks, he stutters, and talks to himself. He even cuts himself off mid-sentence to make it seem like his brain is moving
Alright.
faster than his mouth. It's super cringy because it doesn't match the tone of the movie, which is supposed to be all dark and serious. But the villain acts like a Looney Tunes character who forgot to take his meds. Worst of all, it kills any sense of presence this version of Luthor might have had. He comes off more like a hyped-up Sheldon Cooper than Superman's greatest enemy.
Bazinga!
When he's face to face with Superman, his hands shake, his voice breaks, and he even gets scared when Superman's eyes glow red. It doesn't help that Eisenberg's only about 5'7", which makes him over 4 inches shorter than Cavill. To make that difference less obvious, they had Cavill kneel down during their scene together, because otherwise Eisenberg would have looked super tiny. But even then, Eisenberg looks like a noodle next to Cavill, so he's not intimidating at all. It feels like Superman could snap him in half just by staring at him. Being fair, they added a scene at the start of the movie showing Lex playing basketball to suggest he's athletic, but he's nowhere near as physically imposing as the version in All-Star Superman or the animated series. On top of that, this version of Lex has trouble speaking in public. He gets nervous and seems socially awkward. In this scene, it even looks like he's about to have a panic attack in front of a crowd. Eisenberg plays that type of role really well.
That's not how Lex Luthor should be.
But the thing is, Luthor's supposed to be charming and confident. He should be able to talk to anyone without breaking a sweat. Even if he thinks everyone around him is just a bunch of bugs, he's supposed to make people believe he actually cares about them, so they admire him and feed his ego.
Everybody has to like me. I must be liked.
Nicholas Hoult, on the other hand, actually does look imposing, just like the Lex from the comics. The guy is 6'3", just an inch shorter than Corrin Sweat, so he can stand right in front of Superman and look him straight in the eye, without needing platform shoes to appear taller than he really is. That makes their first face-off work
6'3".
really well.
6'3", damn. Okay. It also helps, like, not just that, but also direction and just having Lex Luthor at the beginning of like the "Where's my dog?" scene, having Lex Luthor be like crouched, sitting down, only to stand up and like finally meet with Superman to almost an eye-to-eye level, can show like he's not backing down, and he is willing to go even further.
Superman bursts into Lex's office, and they go eye to eye. When Lex stands up, you can see they're the same height, and even though he's not wearing a flashy costume, Lex still looks big. Holt might not have done the same intense gym workouts as Corrinsfed, but he's definitely in good shape. They even put him in tight suits so his muscles show through the clothes. He's looking soft like Eisenberg.
That's a good detail too. I did not notice that. Yeah, he's wearing tight clothing so that his muscles are more defined, even though like he's not big and bulky. He's still like showcasing something.
This Lex is more like the one from All-Star Superman, who could intimidate anyone just by the way he looked. In this first meeting with Superman, we also see that he stands out more than Eisenberg thanks to his personality. He doesn't stutter, hesitate, or fumble around. He doesn't act like a kid trying to impress his parents. Instead, he's a cold, calculating genius eaten up by envy. His girlfriend and this other guy are practically peeing themselves when Superman barges in, but Lex stays totally cool and tells Eve to start recording. He doesn't raise his voice, but he doesn't back down either when Superman demands his dog back. He keeps it together the whole time, even grabbing his coffee before Superman throws his desk across the room.
It's what the Japanese call unagi.
Character. Create. So your options are duelist. We already have a wizard, a star core.
That kind of behavior feels a lot like the Lex from Jeff Lopes For All Seasons, a guy with an iron will who never cracks under pressure. This Lex genuinely believes he's better than Superman, even if he doesn't have superpowers. Plus, instead of having panic attacks when he's in public, Holt is always the most commanding presence in any room he walks into. He can talk circles around politicians, military leaders, and even convince the whole world that Superman is a serious threat. He's totally steady when speaking to the most powerful people in the US, and he's perfectly comfortable talking on live television too. He even pretends to be scared after releasing Superman's message to the public, just to make the viewers feel afraid too. But for us, the audience, who've already seen
We
him
know
in
that
real
he's
life in
not
earlier
scared.
scenes, it's obvious he's faking it. He's not
He's
scared at all.
gittering in
He's great at
joy.
faking it, like a true manipulator. Lex's personality shifts in the second act, when Superman escapes the pocket universe. That's when we finally see him explode and start yelling because he feels powerless. But instead of being cringy like Eisenberg's Luthor, Holt's version still feels threatening. At that point, he's more like the Luthor from Superman Birthright. He loses his composure, but still comes off as someone who thinks he's above everyone else. He even throws a mug on the floor on purpose, just so his staff will have to pick it up. Even in his worst moments, when it looks like Superman's about to win and everything's falling apart, this version of Luthor still feels menacing. No, I'm afraid! And now we get to the third reason, the most important one, Luthor's motivations and why he hates Superman. In the comics, Luthor and Superman represent two totally different sides of humanity. Superman stands for honesty, kindness, redemption, forgiveness, and hope. He's a symbol of growth, of being better and rising above. Luthor, on the other hand, represents humanity's worst traits, revenge, the desire to dominate, to humiliate others, selfishness, extreme individualism, envy, and deep resentment. These two are destined to clash because they represent opposite aspects of the human condition. On top of that, Luthor truly believes he's the peak of human potential, the ultimate example of what a person can become. He's obsessed with a twisted idea of merit and success. But then Superman shows up, someone who can do the impossible without even trying, just because he has different genes. To make things worse, this alien is adored by the public, something Lex desperately wants but can never truly have, because many people see him as a monster. Eisenberg's Luthor drifts pretty far from this concept. Sure, he wants to destroy Superman's public image and show he's a fake god, but his main motivation is that his dad used to beat him when he was a kid. He prayed to God for help, but no one came to rescue him. So he decided God either wasn't all-powerful, or if he is, then he must not be good, because he let his suffering continue. When he grew up and met Superman, Lex relived that childhood trauma, because he saw someone who could be considered a modern-day god. He felt the need to expose him, since he believes all gods are fake.
The fake, he's full of stickum.
That motivation could have been interesting for a DC villain, but the main issue is that it's not really about...
That's not Lex Luthor.
Lex could have aimed his anger at any metahuman, because a lot of writers portray the Justice League as modern gods. In fact, it would have made way more sense for him to target Wonder Woman, who's literally the daughter of a god. Lex knows Diana exists, but for some reason, he's totally fine with her. That was a mess. But Holt's Luthor actually does line up way more with the Lex from the comics. He tries to make himself king of his own country, because he's obsessed with power, wealth, total control, and recognition. He straight up says he wants everyone to admire him, and he gets offended when people compare him to historical figures like Galileo or Einstein. That shows how massive his ego is.
Yeah, he hates those other guys.
What's interesting is that no one in the movie actually makes those comparisons out loud. Most likely, it's just his employees hyping him up to stroke his ego, but nobody outside of Luthor Corp really sees him that way. Meanwhile, the world is head over heels for Superman, who just has to smile and save people to win everyone's hearts. That drives Lex crazy with jealousy, because in his twisted view of humanity, he thinks Superman makes regular humans look weak and pathetic. He feels the Man of Steel has an unfair advantage, because he sees himself as the smartest person in history. But he also knows he'll never be as fast or strong as Superman.
You're not Superman, you know.
This version of Lex believes that killing Superman will help humanity reach real progress without relying on aliens who were born with special powers. He thinks he's doing humanity a favor, but in reality, he's in love with the idea of humanity, not actual people. That's why he feels no guilt after killing this man. Later on in the movie, he even says all of Superman's supporters should be left to die too, and he's willing to sacrifice all of Metropolis just for a shot at beating Superman. Where Eisenberg's Luthor feels like a random villain of the week who could have fought any DC Lex
so
is the
close.
perfect nemesis for Superman. He represents the complete opposite, just like in the comics. Maybe if the Luthor we saw in Batman v Superman hadn't been such a clown, that movie wouldn't have been so controversial, and maybe the old DCU wouldn't have gone downhill. It's a shame, because it really had a lot of potential and started off strong. I talk all about the rise and fall of the DCU in this video.
No, ma'am.
World Anvil is great for any genre, but it's
Not sure if that guy was an AI voice, because it sounded pretty AI-ish. The script was definitely made by a person, but the voice sounded very monotone and could have been AI. Not sure. Anyway, it pretty decent video.
Videos at midnight and I'm unaffected? You think I don't battle with nightmares? You think I don't wake up in chills? Maybe if chills rolled that way, I might. Hey, yo, but I actually sometimes get the jeebies doing
Wake
this,
up
and
in
maybe I'm just
chills.
making a lot of jokes to cover up for it. Hello! Today we are here to watch more scary ghost videos. And what better ghost videos to go with than my guy Bizarre Bub. The 100. 100! This is a Bizarre Bub's anniversary and I missed it. Sorry, Bub. I wasn't invited, bucko. But I thought we should check it out today and see if he brought the heat for V100. It is currently 12:30. I'm alone. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. Okay, lay it on me, Bub. Full volume. I'm locked in.
In the following video,
Excuse me.
a concerned mother is recording her
Lowering the volume, by the way.
I thought that was a dull movie that scared me already. Let's lock in. Relock in. What the hell did she say?
That's how I realized I have green.
that a guy is inside her room.
Alright, it's terrifying. Don't want to watch it anymore. Appreciate you guys watching.
What guy? The guy.
That would... Oh, man. That would scare the balls out of me. Oh, no. First of all, number one, fucking mother of the year. I'm not pulling up... Wait, hold on, baby. Hold on. What's that? What's that, baby? Say that one more time. Damn. This is crazy. No, absolutely not. Fuck you. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Oh, that's the West, baby. What the hell is on the door?
Oh, okay, iron.
It's like hair taking over the room, slowly tying in.
Do you want to open the door or you want mommy to open it?
I want mommy to open it.
Okay.
She's in there.
The playhouse in the center is a space where Jessica Stoddard often plays in.
Does that thing have a ring camera? A functional ring camera on it?
I'm gonna show them the door, okay?
Also, I just realized for Stonecutter.
Actual camera? You got money. Okay. Yo, who's the lawyer in the family?
Stone.
Is it you? Or is it who's Bondo? Who is it?
Cutter. I need 3 more stones. Okay.
Is it? This is the perfect angle to scare the shit out of anybody. They need to use this in a horror movie. Without all the doo-doo static. What's with the knob? What's with the...
Maybe with the doo-doo static.
noose on the knob?
It could help.
Easier so she can open the door? Okay, alright, bub. Alright, Bubba Rooski. Alright, Bubba Latte. Okay, alright, fucking Bubba Tea. Okay, you got me.
Wait a minute.
Cooked my ass. Alright, Bub 1, me 0.
Stone.
You cooked my ass awfully quick in this one. I'm assuming that's a doll. I haven't cut
Okay,
it
yeah.
yet.
You have 1
That
iron.
scared the fuck out of me. That's good. Touche, big dog. Touche. I kind of regret putting the volume all
Boom.
the way up on this one, but we rock with it, baby. Okay, alright. I'm good. I'm fine.
Yes. Give me that.
Oh! tell me she's turned around.
What's that?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's that. Okay. Boom, Sandy Waitstone.
V100 living up to the expectations, baby. Okay, bub. Okay, bub. I'm picking up what you're putting down. This is a good one. This is a really good one. Can I hear Bizarre Bub's voice again, please?
It's not gonna be centered. Oh well.
And the clip. Yes, this is terrifying. Either change something or end the clip.
I need orange sand. Sandy Shores. Wait. Okay, I know the name. I know what name I'm going to call it.
Never filed an LLC or got a registered agent.
Well,
I never needed to.
That allowed him to focus entirely on his
well,
product.
okay, not here. Cause yeah. Hold on, I know the name.
Please, I beg of you.
Just.
Please, I beg of you. Oh shit, that's the mom. Jesus. What, did you get the 19 notifications in your phone just now?
Fuck, I forgot the actual name of it. It's
What is going on here? Man, this is not the reaction I would have.
Fortnite.
And ringing the doorbell repeatedly. Unless you're reaching
Sandy.
for that thing on the hip? I don't know what you're gonna shoot. You're gonna shoot something. It was a Yoshi.
Sandy.
I promise you that.
Sandy Springs?
Ow. Third time, by the way. All right, love that crop.
Shady Springs. Not Sandy. Shady. Shady Springs. Was it actually Shady Springs? Wait a minute, no, that's something else.
That abrupt scary music cut off was funny. This is kind of like almost like a fake background. This looks like a set from
Desert. Just give me the desert name. Desert town.
The clock girl. What the hell's her name? She was actually at a con I just went to. The pink girl.
Desert Village. Zone Words. Desert Village.
Girl from the big
Desert
company.
Town.
This looks like a set. This doesn't even look like a child's room. You got money. I stand by that.
Paradise Palms. Oh my god. I should have remembered. Because of pedophile palms. But Paradise Palms.
Beautiful rocket ship straight to the moon, baby. Diamond hands.
Paradise Palms. Paradise Palms. Boom.
I thought I was gonna follow up with something that's actually gonna mess with me.
But whoever is talking doesn't appear to be saying anything intelligible. In fact, it sounds
Alright, if that's Paradise, if this is Paradise Palms, then
it's hard to say
let me look up if there's like a Paradise Palms like thing.
speaking a different language.
It just sounds like high-pitched garbage. It doesn't sound like anybody speaking, dog.
It's hard to say honestly, but there's no denying that
It's not hard to say. What language is that, bub? Why don't you give me a guess? Why don't you hop into the den of racism with me and give me a guess on what language you think that is?
Jessica's thoroughly
There we go.
shaken up and concerned.
Jessica's thoroughly
Yeah.
shaken up, but still ready to shake some ass. She was later spotted at the club.
The playhouse has been taken apart.
Paradise Palms, Fortnite,
Playhouse taken apart. Just give me
Minecraft.
the that you have on there. Number
Minecraft.
The house that Connor lives in is on a street where people's homes often get burglarized.
Lightmatic.
Despite living in a dangerous neighborhood, nothing could have prepared him for what occurred in his house. I was alone. My daughter stayed
Paradise
with her
Palms
at my ex-wife's
Hotel.
house. My dog was
Palms in
outside.
Minecraft.
Why did you feel the need to mention that my guy lives like in not the best neighborhood? Is this an actual burglar we're about to witness? This better be an actual burglar, or else I don't know why you told us that. Connor lives in a house that's burglarized often. His neighborhood would be referred to as poverty. He's actually in the lowest tax bracket possible. Let's watch. Plus his dog's outside. The thing that will always lose me in these videos forever, no matter how much of a skeptic I am, even if you took so much of that away from me, it's just like, but why are you recording now? You're scared. Fear will drive you to do some crazy shit. You think someone's in your house.
No!
Please, that's needed. And then a knife got thrown into the air?
Thankfully missing him, the sharp blade lay
Maybe
close to
not
his feet, But had he stood any closer, this video would have had a rather
Fortnite
unfortunate
Minecraft
from
schematic.
fearing that someone broke into
There might have not been a funnier way to die in this life. He just hold on, just go for the quick flip. Look!
Now that's creepy.
Now that's creepy. Yes. Yeah, it's amazing.
4. All right, that was a terrible follow-up to the first one.
The sutures last anywhere from 60 to 90 days.
Oh shit. Okay, that's not downloadable.
It seemed really believable at first, and then I just kind of imagined her being like, "Yes, master." Like she just got brainwashed on the side. Why is she walking up towards it? Keep the scissors, baby.
I saw it.
You saw it?
I got some J's on. Hold on.
Can you please just show yourself?
Am I a fucking idiot, or is there a piece of paper floating in the air, guys? Guys. Oh, is it held on by a string? Is that what it is? Okay, it was the former.
Just give me a sign.
Give me a
Alright,
sign.
that's Fortnite Vanilla. Minecraft 1.13 Paradise Palms.
I wanted to give it some space. That's what paranormal entities need, if anything, some space. I'm sure they're not lonely enough.
Do whatever you want.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure thing.
How much do you spend on groceries per week?
Like $150, $200, $200.
It's a Minecraft map, but the only problem is...
You enjoy cooking?
No.
And if I told you that it...
Yeah, okay.
Are ghosts just innately fast? Why do none of them ever cross windows at a slow pace? Why do none of them ever just show off the fact that they're ghosts? Yeah, you see it. Yeah, you see it. Maybe like, yeah, you know, christened by the big one.
Alright, Minecraft schematics. Let me just look up actual schematics.
Listen, this is a great video because you have the environment for it. I don't think there's ever going to be a point in this series where I'm like, you know what? I believe. That's not going to happen. I'm clearly...
Hey,
skeptical.
Finders.
I don't think it's going to change. But having this sort of environment really helps your case.
Reported seeing at this hospital.
Study with Dr. Cohen. Lock it in, baby.
And for some reason, it's the women's restroom that's by far the most haunted.
Always the women.
A dark figure rushes past the automatic doors, but even more unsettling is the fact that it quickly moves from one side to the other. Its fleeting motion only makes it creepier.
You know, I've never felt like I've not needed Bizarre Bub's commentary more than in that specific area. That was just...
Where's the search feature here? Well,
even though, like, obviously I could say that for probably a lot of the videos, but that one specifically, she wrote it down for me on screen. She did the work for you. You were like, but check this shit out.
But unfortunately, as with most videos, this one remains a mystery.
I love how he says, as with most videos, as if it's not with all videos.
bro, it's all free?
I can't
There we
think
go.
of one video where Bub has
Alright.
edited it with.
Fortnite.
Don't worry, it was just the light hitting the ceiling in this specific way, and that's why it looked like that. I don't think I've ever gotten the good ending with Bub.
Nothing.
It's always been, oh no!
It's nothing Fortnite related. Okay.
This clip originates from a city in Brazil where a man
This one, Minecraft schematics. Oh yeah, this one I know definitely gives stuff.
acting normal. In fact, this person wasn't doing
See
anything
full
because
lits.
they weren't moving at all.
It's the search.
Those of you who haven't spent
Fortnite.
time in certain neighborhoods, call those crackheads.
Minecraft Iron Spider, Vito Row in Fortnite. That's the depot. Fortnite, Pleasant Park. Okay, this is simple. This is.
No head?
You're kidding. Alright.
This stinks.
Really? I feel like Paradise Palms is also on par with, like, the other ones.
Final Cut. Cap Cut.
God damn it. Okay, I guess.
Posted a video that her son recorded. This video was to capture the Elf on the Shelf toy moving. when
Tilted Towers. The Tilted Towers.
I immediately thought cocaine. I'm sorry.
Many young kids.
Alright, I guess I'll just make it similar to Paradise Palms and build tilted towards nearby, but I'm not going to actually like do anything too
If I had enough
crazy.
time on my hands right now, I could probably find this exact silhouette that they looked up. Just because it's too. You ever seen a silhouette that's just too perfect? It's too much of a PNG. Do you know what I mean? It just looks. It looks more odd and out of place, which you would think a ghost would look odd and out of place, but this looks too odd and out of place. It's so. Ugh. We started with our best one, which I get why we would do that. Obviously, viewer retention, but man, we have really gone downhill.
Many have noted that they look extremely thin. Some have even gone as far as to say that it looks like a corpse.
Looks like looks like a small black child.
On camera, she believes that they wanted to see the elf come alive.
You don't think that dead kid has more entertaining things in the afterlife? You don't think he's got better things on his fucking agenda to go look at the elf on a shelf from this random child's home that's not gonna move? You don't think they have like a community night on Wednesdays or some shit that he has to look forward to in heaven / hell / whatever? Also, why the fuck is there like club lighting while you guys go to bed? What is happening here? It sure as hell isn't Christmas lights. What is this? We have strobe lights going off when I'm trying to go to bed. Number one. This better be big leagues, baby. Big leagues. I better piss and poop myself.
I will swing on a ghost or if it's a person. I don't care.
Okay, this is gonna go one of two ways. Number one, he's gonna see a peek of something. Something's gonna peek in one of the doorways, or he's gonna see a quick flash of something, and he's gonna freak out. And he's gonna say, "Oh shit!" and he's gonna run away. Or number two, he's gonna start to hear the footsteps get a bit closer, and then the footsteps are gonna speed up as if said ghost is running down the stairs, and he's gonna have the same reaction. Oh shit! Shaky cam. I don't want it to be number two because I think those videos, after you see one, the rest kind of suck. I'm hoping to see something kind of peer out. I think that'll freak me out.
Come down these stairs and I will swing on you, I promise.
Did he try to throw a punch?
Did they just run down the stairs and knock him over? Is that the story that Bub is about to tell us?
The sound of charging footsteps is heard descending the staircase and Miss Taylor. And as promised,
Yes, that is a story.
lunges at whatever it was that was heading towards him, before losing his balance.
He punched? I thought he fell trying to grab his balance. This is the first guy documenting himself punching a ghost.
Now, while most people tend to run away from paranormal occurrences, it is refreshing to see someone do something different. But as some believe, it might be best if he didn't confront the ghost in this house.
Okay, so he fell, right, Bub?
He
Does
fell.
that mean he hit the ghost? Or does that mean he swung at the air? If we're speculating already and making the bold assumption that he tried to duff a ghost, what happened?
What happens after that?
Can that clarify?
Could he like do anything?
Let me see that.
Will the ghost finally prove itself to him by like, you know, killing him? No?
Oh, that done you,
Damn.
buddy. Yeah, get out. That's number one. I'm insulted, man. I'm insulted. You know what? That's enough of this. We started great. If you want to get something out of this, watch this first clip. I think it's creepy. I think it's a very good clip. And obviously, you're inevitably gonna get stinkers. I understand
shit.
that, Bob. Just, this one specifically. Thought V100 would be fucking bangers all around, baby. But alas, here we are. I thought I was gonna end up having to, have the G.
Bye, Robo. In case you see my stream or some shit.
But appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you in the next Scary Ghost video reaction. Kerplow! Shout out Ray William Johnson. Gamer subs code Mr. GG 10% off. And as always, I am Mr. GG and I am out.
Oh, that's fine. Where it's the rest of my sound? I thought I had more. Alright, Ralph the Movie Maker. It's been a long time since I've seen one of his videos.
Hi, I'm Ralph Sethi, world-renowned film critic and closeted homosexual, world-renowned film critic and filmmaker. Today, while I'm cooking this delicious
Hi, I'm Ralph the Movie Maker, well-renowned filmmaker and closeted homosexual. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard at that one fucking line. I think it's just because of the delivery of it.
I'm Ralph Seppi, world-renowned film critic and closeted homosexual. World-renowned film critic.
You can see him like start to smile, crack and smile from that shit.
Delicious BLT. I'm talking about the worst show ever made. Mystery Diners. Mystery Diners is a show on the Food Network that debuted in 2011 and is currently on its 11th season.
Oh, sure.
The show is hosted by the lovable and huggable Charles Stiles.
Oh.
But a host is only
Alright.
as good as the show. And rest assured,
Oh my god.
before I continue, I would just like to say
I forget how good it is to have efficiency. I forgot how good it is to have efficiency. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. Alright. Let me first break this iron shovel. Oh my god, I don't always use efficiency. As you guys can tell, I never make it to the end game in most of the time. I am a builder, but like I never make it to the end game whenever I play. So see, especially given the fact that I kept using iron tools. I have seen the copper tools be like... One thing I did see that was interesting was like a change for like how copper tools could work. Where basically copper tools... What they should do for copper tools is basically make it so... They make copper tools the iron replacement. And buff iron. Just buff iron to be even more durable. Not the same level as like diamonds and stuff, but like... Just buff iron and make like copper tools like the norm, the default, the iron replacement. Buff copper to the placement of iron that it is now, and then buff iron so that it's better than copper. So that way, like, there's more use of getting copper tools. Also, making it so copper tools can like mine just as much stuff as like iron can. Just make it so like maybe copper can't mine diamonds, you know? So that you still need an iron pickaxe. You can make copper mine like diamond blocks, but don't make it mine the diamond ore. Because I'm pretty sure there's no naturally spawning diamond blocks in Minecraft as far as I remember. It's always gold, but never diamonds. So yeah, just make copper like mine diamond blocks so that it can still be useful for like building shit. Oh yeah, let's keep watching.
I enjoy Food Network shows very much. I'm not saying it's high art, but it's very relaxing and entertaining if you're in the mood for it. I love cooking shows, especially when it features a middle-aged man yelling at young chefs.
Fuck off you fat useless sack of fucking Yankee stanky doodle shite.
I heard about this show Mystery Diners on the Food Network, and I was intrigued.
My name is Charles Stiles. For over 20 years, I've helped thousands of restaurants eliminate their problems. That's a frickin' thief. Put it down. You're fired.
Why haven't I heard of this show before? Well, once you watch it, you realize why you haven't heard of it before.
It's shit.
Some good things. The things I like. Nothing.
Mm.
Thing, the girls in the show are very attractive, especially Charles's daughter, Destiny. So, Destiny, if you're watching this, you know, hit me up. At Ralph Seppi. Things I don't like. Everything. The show is so poorly produced and sloppy, it takes 2 minutes for you to realize the entire thing is fake. So before I lock myself in a room to watch Mystery Diners for your entertainment, let's take a look at the structure of a Mystery Diners episode. The intro, a 2-minute advertisement for the restaurant. The restaurant owner's explaining what's wrong to Charles, an explanation of what equipment will be used and who will be hired to do the sting, the confrontation, and the resolution. That is the structure of every episode. And trust me, once you see it a few times, it gets old really fucking quick. So we are going to delve into the deep dark pit that is Mystery Diners. But we can't do it here. We're going to go in a super secret
I don't need that
suite,
one sound block.
and we will watch Mystery Diners. You gotta take the microphone. If that microphone is near me, I'm gonna fucking shove it down my throat so I can choke myself. I'm serious.
The Sting.
Okay, here's the viewing room. This is where we'll be watching all the episodes of Mystery
Nope.
And to keep me here, and to keep me from killing myself during this whole thing, I am going to handcuff my arm to this chair. So the first thing you're gonna start to see in this show is that every episode is exactly the fucking same.
Hi, Charles Styles, Mystery Diners. Thanks for coming in.
Charles, how are you? Every time Charles walks in to greet the restaurant owners, he does the same exact Charles Styles Mystery Diners. The exact same delivery every single time.
Charles Styles, Mystery Diners. 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 Charles Styles, Mystery Diners.
The restaurant owners know his name. They know what he is. Some of them even greet him with Charles, and he still feels the need to say, Charles Styles, Mystery Diners.
Hey, Charles, how are you? Charles Styles, Mystery Diners. How are you? Charles Styles, Mystery Diners.
Oh my god. Puck cleared, clearing junk.
And they also set up 100 cameras.
To carry out the sting, cameras have been hidden at key locations throughout Halones. 3 cameras have been set up in the main dining room to give an overall perspective of the restaurant.
Seems like they're either playing a game or testing a game.
Have been set up in the bar. 2 cameras have been set up in the kitchen. 1 camera has been set up in the hallway. 2 cameras have been set up in the back dining room.
Let me check on Jeff's stream to see. Oh yeah, he is.
3 cameras have been set up in the main dining room. Cameras 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 cameras have been set up in the bar. 2 cameras have been set up in the kitchen. 2 cameras have been set up in the manager's office. 4 cameras have been set up in the main
And schematics plate. Let's turn that on. And configuration menu.
1 camera has been set up in the bar. 1 camera has been set up in the parking lot. 3 cameras. 1 camera.
We are going to have to change, instead of white blocks, we're probably going to use sandstone in order to make shit easier. There's no chisel blocks, of course, but yeah. Sandstone for like the walls, sandstone pillars maybe. Alright. I need to figure things out.
Of surveillance. The problems with the restaurant must be really severe. So let's see what this episode's about.
Tonight on Mystery Diners, Danny Parrott and John Kennedy, owners of Old School Bar and Grill in
Sand.
Austin, Texas, are having a dispute over their poetry night.
If we
That's it?
see that there's too many negatives, then we cut it. We get rid of it.
Yeah. So why do you need Charles Styles to come in with his crew of undercover operatives?
I need red sand.
Set up 100 cameras so that you can find out if there's a problem with your poetry night.
You can see every inch of our
Is there a way to make natural red sand?
Those flyers back up here to the control room. I want to see what's on those.
Okay, you're starting to notice a problem with our host.
No.
Styles.
Look at that. He almost fell off of there trying to reach for his drink. That bartender should be cutting him off. That is such a liability to serve somebody that's clearly that intoxicated. That's a liability for the bar. And not only that, it's a liability for the bartender because you go and serve somebody like that and he gets out and drives in his car and gets in a wreck and kills somebody and they find out he's been back at that bar and they clearly served him when he was that intoxicated. That's a bad situation.
Oh shit.
He can't act for shit. He has no charisma and he can't even speak.
My name's Charles Styles. I'm with a company called Mystery Diners. George called my company because he has complaints in his restaurant. You think there's any reason he might have some complaints?
This guy does not belong on television. You have guys like Elton Brown or Gordon Ramsay. Say whatever you want about them. They belong on television. They have charisma. They have an oomph that makes them like, oh, he has a personality. He belongs on an exciting television show.
You're not taking care of customers. You're giving away free shows.
Oh shit, I have white wool here.
You're having them take their bras off for free drinks.
Not only that, he always has this microphone. And he
Okay
uses
then.
it 10 times every episode so he can give orders to his mystery diners. The fucking thing probably isn't even plugged into anything.
All right,
right, Daniela, come on in. Be persistent.
Elliot, go ahead and come on into the control room.
Patrick, grab a magnetic tracking device and put it in the wheel well of that van.
Jamie, offer him a bribe for the recipe and see if he'll take the bait.
Kendall, I want you to head over to the main and garden room and tell me what's in those boxes that Daryl just brought in.
All right, so let's get back to the poetry jam.
Well, looks like Poetry Jam Night's about to begin.
I think I'm gonna do one of my own. This poem's called Hole in One. On the green I stand, a man, a man.
A man, a man.
Drive the ball hard,
Hmm.
and it goes far and far. Whether it's a birdie, bogey, or eagle, I know that when I go home, I have my little beagle. And he loves me for who I am. A man named Brian.
This poetry blows. I gotta agree with Jonathan.
This is so fucking stupid. It's not even like funny stupid. Like they're clearly trying to be funny with bad poetry, but it's not even that good. It's just fucking stupid.
Down the hall and to the left is where they say my answers to my problems lie. The therapy I need is already inside me. The accent got buried about 4 inches deep.
Cynthia! Jesus died for our Cynthias!
Let me tell you what's going on. My name's Charles Stiles. I'm with a company called Mystery Diners. Your owners called my company because they had some huge concerns on the Poetry Jam night.
Some huge concerns?
Some huge concerns.
All right, I'm done with this episode. Okay, let's be fair. Even the best shows, the best reality shows.
Oh, fuck.
Kitchen Nightmare.
Oh.
Chopped. There's like 2 of them. Kenny vs. Spenny. Even the best reality shows, all like 4 of them, have their weak episodes. So maybe, by accident, we stumbled upon a bad episode. So let's just take a look at what this episode's about.
Bob Berkowitz, owner of Venture Inn in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is concerned about the weekly quiz night at his drag bar.
It's different.
The reigning champ.
It's different, I guess.
Brigitte Jones. She has won 10 times. Some people should say that they're not showing up anymore because the same person keeps winning.
One of the other things we like to do is insert undercover mystery diners. We'll send Danny in, posing as a customer to play your Kiki Quizzo game. We'll have him
There's a cherry blossom forts.
So say goodbye to Danny and get ready for Daniela.
All right, Daniela, come on in. There's Daniela. What do you think?
I think she won't turn a lot of heads, Charles, but she'll fit in well.
There might be red sand here. At this area. Also, there's this. And that. Might head over there.
I had enough. I gotta take care of this.
Why don't you go get him? Bring him back in here. We'll deal with it.
I know it's just a little quiz show, but if my customers think they're being ripped off, it's my integrity on the line.
What the fuck?
Care about my customers. Move out of the way, bitch! I gotta get these subhumans out of my bar!
Come on, guys.
Hey guys, come on in. What the hell is this?
Why is my picture on the board?
Okay, now take a look at this great acting.
You're fired, and she's never allowed to back in.
Oh
Now
my
get
God,
out.
that's crazy.
Get out!
You.
You and the horse you came in on.
Wow. Oscar-worthy. Hashtag Oscar-worthy.
This is so messed up. Robert has to hire some D-list Sherlock Holmes for what? Rigging a frickin' quiz show?
Again, maybe we just stumbled upon 2 bad episodes. I mean, there has to be one episode of this series that's 11 seasons long that actually helps a restaurant somewhat with a real problem. But maybe the next one, hopefully the next one, is something important.
Chris Johnston, owner of Cheesy's in Chicago, Illinois, is lactose intolerant when it comes to the grilled cheese eating challenge at his restaurant.
There's been 9 winners already. Very suspicious because half of those winners are very small, petite girls.
Is the challenge too easy, or is one of his employees helping customers cheat?
Everybody, we got a winner!
Are you fucking kidding me? A grilled cheese challenge! You wasted this Eeyore-looking motherfucker's time with your grilled cheese challenge. If you think people are taking advantage of the competition, or you think that it's destroying your profit margin, then cancel the competition. Why do you need
Hmm.
cameras and
Oh, wow. This is awesome, Charles. I can see everything in my restaurant.
Wow, Charles, I can see everything in my restaurant.
All right, David.
Hmm.
Thing.
Destiny, can you rub your clit against the waffle maker? Thank you. Okay, I'm just fast forwarding this fucking episode. Like, do you really care what happens in the fucking Cheesy's Grilled Cheese Challenge?
Let's go. Just keep following me right in here.
Come on in, guys.
What the hell is this?
Let me tell you who I am. My name's Charles Styles. I'm with a company called Mystery Diners. Your owner, Chris, called my company because he's been concerned about skyrocketing costs in his restaurant, and we know why the sales are down and the costs are through the roof. It's because you guys have been helping your friends and cute girls cheat at the Cheesy's Challenge.
At the Cheesy Challenge.
This is like a real thing that's happening in restaurants, that people are helping each other cheat on the Cheesy's Challenge, and that you need to call Charles Styles and his Mystery Diners to come in, is an idiot. And everyone's such an awful actor in this. We have a host who has no charisma. They hire fucking restaurant owners who can't act at all to sit down and pretend to react to things that aren't really happening in their restaurant. None of the faces are blurred out, and the acting from the hired actors even, which are like the people who do the crime, even they're bad.
Anytime like a gorgeous girl comes in and I think it might like help business, and yeah, I take care of them. That's good for business.
Hold on. What's good for business? Giving away the whole damn restaurant?
9 winners in the last 2 months?
9 winners of the Cheesy's Challenge? No wonder he called my company.
Challenge. Nobody can do that.
Sarah, what about you? Why are you crying?
Bitch, wait! This motherfucker channeled the Cheesy's Challenge!
I don't think I can have you anymore. Get the out. Sarah, you can go right behind him.
So by now you're probably wondering, are the restaurants real? And if they are real, why would anyone volunteer to be on this shit show?
Customer favorite
Money.
beef shish kebab.
Yeah, it's so incredible. It's rich, it's intense with flavor. I promise once you come here, you'll be coming here for life.
Money.
Free publicity, basically. They say how good their food is and whatever. And when Charles is done there by the end of the episode, they make it seem like, now your restaurant is really good.
I mean, it's really clear that Portland supports Dar Salam and this great Iraqi food that you're serving them.
Now that I've come and fixed all the problems with your restaurant, you guys will be perfect. Great restaurant.
Oh, this is
The reason
cool.
we call Mystery Diners is because we noticed a significant loss in our food supply lately, and it's really affecting us financially.
And right around the same time, we're losing food. We notice is Iraqi food car show up very close to our restaurant.
An Iraqi food cart? Okay, I want you to count the number of times you've seen an Iraqi food cart. So here's a restaurant with Iraqi food, and right down the street, a block away, is an Iraqi food cart in the middle of nowhere in Portland, Oregon. How well do you think that food cart is gonna do?
There's something weird going on, but I don't know what is it.
It's very suspicious because we're the only Iraqi food in this part of town.
You don't say.
Expensive that they give this guy subtitles. I'm gonna blur out the subtitles in this part, and I want to see if you can understand what he's saying.
I can't believe my manager and my cook disrespect me, and I want to stop this right now.
I can't believe my manager disrespected me, and I want to stop this right now. Understand that perfectly. I don't need subtitles. He's more fucking literate.
Hell, I'm not even fucking looking at the screen. And I understood all that. Damn.
than Charles Styles is.
Some huge concerns on the Poetry Jam night.
He finds out that the people at the Iraqi food cart are taking his food, and one of his employees was helping. He says he's gonna call the police, and the Iraqi food cart literally just they run away.
You know, they were suspicious that this Iraqi food cart was somehow involved. And you know what? They were right. You guys are supplying this food cart that's set up right next to their restaurant with their food.
Standing. Why you guys do this to me?
I know we talked a little while back about doing the food cart thing. You didn't go for it right away, so I figured if I brought you the numbers, if I started my own thing and I did this on your behalf, you know, you might just go for it.
You're being completely dishonest about it.
It's true. We weren't trying to steal from you. We're trying to be loyal to your company.
Both of you guys fired.
Wow. Thanks, Charles Styles, for helping me root out the problem. Now I know to watch out for Iraqi food carts across the street. Do you think any restaurant has ever had this problem? Much less an Iraqi food restaurant? So now you're starting to notice the formula. Now a lot of television shows and reality shows even use this formula, and it's fine. But the thing is, you should try to change it up a little bit every episode, but it's almost as if the editor has the Mystery Diners template on his Final Cut Pro timeline, and he just drops clips into it every time. Because every time, it's the exact same sound effects, it's the exact same dialogue, it's the exact same pacing. Every episode is exactly the same, and you want to fucking kill yourself, because you feel like you're in Groundhog's Day.
Hmm.
Who the are you? My name's Charles Styles with a company called Mystery Diners.
What's going on?
Let me tell you who I am. My name's Charles Styles. I'm with a company called Mystery Diners.
What are you?
My name's Charles Styles. I'm with a company called Mystery Diners.
Why are there cameras?
What's going on here? Well, let me tell you what's going on here. My name's Charles Styles. I'm with a company called Mystery Diners.
Oh my god.
Who's this guy?
My name's Charles Styles. I'm with a company called Mystery Diners.
¿Quién es Charles Styles?
How can this shit get any more stupid?
I can't see where they went.
Well, Lenny, normally that'd be a problem, but fortunately we have a new toy in the Mystery Diners arsenal.
The drone.
Here we go. Release the drone.
He's breaking. He's fucking breaking.
Wow, that is amazing how you guys can see in there.
They don't see that shit?
Eres tan estúpido. El hombre más estúpido.
I wish I could hear what they're saying.
Let's lower the drone so we can get some better audio.
So fucking sage.
That drone looks a little unstable. Are you sure it's okay?
Don't lose her. Come on, guys. If that thing crashes, it could compromise the whole sting.
But what makes it even better is Charles Styles' reaction.
Dang it!
Dang it!
Dang it! You know, Lenny, I want to apologize. I was told that they had properly tested that drone before that flight today.
Well, it's okay, Charles. I've seen enough to know what's going on. These guys were stealing my meat. These guys are stealing my customers. These guys are stealing my business. This is so up.
You know, Lenny, you're right. Why don't you call Jay and tell him you need to talk to him and Carlos at the restaurant and you'll be right down.
So now we get into the part of Mystery Diners where they try to change it up a bit. Because the Mystery Diners also have gadgets.
Okay, Charles, target is leaving Latin House, and I'm going to follow him.
If we find any suspicious activity, Elliot will actually, with his computer, be able to disable the vehicle, and if we need to, lock it down.
Disable that delivery vehicle now.
Okay, Charles, I'll get it. I'm killing the ignition now.
Just click one key on your MacBook Pro to shut down a guy's entire engine.
They were concerned that their secret recipe and their hamburgers had somehow or another gotten out.
We have to put an entire van out of commission because someone stole the Krabby Patty secret formula.
Esto, ¿Qué es esto, Michael? Estos dos están robando de nosotros. Yo estoy para aquí al lado de ustedes. Me está robando.
Man, the overacting. So dramatic.
Pero ya, te me quita de la vista. Yo tengo muchos años trabajando para que estos chulos
Tienes
que decirle que se vaya. Well, you guys see what you've done? And you guys are taking from her, from me? This is our life. This is everything we have is this restaurant.
I never gave you a recipe.
I cannot believe this is happening right now.
I cannot believe this is happening right now.
I saw what you're doing. Fearless, we've been friends for 15 years. And in 6 months, I won't remember you.
Look how dramatic my show is. Everyone is yelling. So realistic.
This is exactly what I need. I'm give me my hat back.
No, you're going to give me your shirt. Give me your shirt.
Okay, why did that fight even start? Because first he says,
This is exactly what I need.
and then he wants his shirt.
You're gonna give me your shirt. Give me
Hmm.
your shirt.
And then he wants his money.
Give me my money.
What?
And he kicks him out. So he doesn't get his shirt or his money back.
Pound didn't think that was enough, so he decided to hire a magician.
Interesting, a magician.
His name is Adam. I first saw him performing on the strip, and this guy was amazing. We're lucky to have him.
So now this place hires a magician. But the problem is, the magician is taking tips from the piano player.
He is accepting tips. As a result, Shanti is making less than she used to, and she's threatening to quit, and I cannot afford to lose her.
Yeah, I could see that being a direct threat to her.
So what's the solution, guys? Do you either A, talk it out like adults with the pianist and the magician? B, fire one of them? Or C, call Charles Styles and Mystery Diners to set up 500 fucking cameras in your restaurant and send in 18 actors to go undercover as waiters and
The fuck?
and customers.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god, that looked like a giant eyeball from like a Kraken or some shit.
$3 in tips from a pianist. What do you do?
Looks like your magician Adam's just arrived at the restaurant. What does Adam have behind his back there?
Wow. Styles Mystery Diners, Charles Styles Mystery Diners, Charles Styles Mystery Diners, Charles.
One of my favorites are the seared scallops. The scallops are seared.
Hollow out a roll, stuff the spaghetti inside, and voila, the torpasta was born. Exciting variations on the torpasta concept. My torpasta creation, something similar is being sold around town. Selling the torpasta.
Charles Styles Mystery Diners, 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 Charles Styles.
So I trademarked the name, torpasta.
No, I gotta say, I'm very surprised.
My bread, my meat, my ingredients. How does he think the torpatty even belongs to him?
Trademark torpasta.
The torpatty.
I was thinking that was the new special. That's why, because we made torpasta, salad, torpedoes.
Creating the torpatty and trying to sell it off to other people.
I think the torpatty, that was your idea. I don't need the torpatty.
Charles Styles Mystery Diners, Charles Styles.
You stealing from me? I want to go over there right now. I want to go over there right now.
Where's Shanti? What? Release the drone. Sir, what about you? Why are you crying? No, listen. No, you guys listen. My name's Charles Styles. Company called Mystery Diners. Charles Styles Mystery Diners. Charles Styles Mystery Diners. Charles Styles Mystery Diners. Charles Styles Mystery Diners. Charles Styles. What's happening today? All right, well, we're going to see.
Finally snapped.
Wednesday nights, March 30th, 10 o'clock. Today, we got, am I over here somewhere? There it is, 78 degrees. Wonderful. Look at that. I got this.
Hmm.
You might be out of work.
I might be out of work. Yeah, no, well, it's okay. I'll work with you on Mystery Diners.
Well, that's perfect. I love it. Hey, we'll take it. It'll be Table's Turn. That's our new show coming up. Yes.
Oh, I like that. Tables turn. So that means I get to do your job and then you do my job.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that might be a good switch. Well, it looks like
Let me see what this video is.
70 rockets to 2 metal wheels and joined them with a pack of explosives.
What the fuck?
Supposed to roll down the beach and into German bunkers.
Oh.
The explosives would blow up, destroying the enemy. But when they tested it, the wheel slipped in the sand and rockets fell off. This caused it to spin out as it burst into flames, almost killing a nearby soldier. They
Damn. They could not control the beats. Let's see. Expensive Minecraft figurine introducing. Oh yeah, the shelves. Lava chicken launcher. Oh, well, if it turns into a drone, I'm fine. Well, I'll just kill you. Just make things easier. Um, hmm. One more video. Yeah, we could watch one more video. Let me scroll down here to see if there's anything. Cheater box with. Okay, that one. Let me also check out stuff with Ralph the Movie Maker because I have not seen anything from him in a long time. What's on the homepage? Seems to go movies. Alright. Acolyte. I do not care about anything with the Acolyte or Andor or anything Star Wars related, to be honest. Especially since the Star Wars Legends, like the fake made ups or the non-canon stories that are like became non-canon after like the takeover, the Disney takeover, just made me realize, holy shit, these movies, they're fucking cool and only work because like they're separated. They're not connected in any way to like the Skywalker saga, the Skywalker legacy. So like, holy shit. Yeah, these movies actually suck. Even maybe the original ones. Even like clones and like the sequels, because whatever you can come up with by yourself and the legends automatically make it so much cooler. So yeah. It's Snowman. Yeah. We're gonna keep streaming until like it's whatever. It's going until it's 3 in the morning. I'll end stream.
It's one of the few sports I can tolerate watching. Most sports I'd rather just play with a few friends instead of watching, but with combat sports, I can appreciate not being involved. As an Irishman, I have a tiny wee pinch of experience with boxing, though most of that occurred outside the gym. To reiterate, I appreciate not being involved. That is especially true when it comes to the fight at the focus of this video. On the surface, it appears to be a fairly standard boxing match between two evenly matched fighters. But there's something more going on here. This fight will change both men's lives. Not long after the match, one will be in prison, the other will be dead. Luis Resto was born in 1955 in Puerto Rico. At the age of 9, his family moved to the Bronx in New York. In 8th grade, he elbowed a math teacher in the face, which got him put in a rehabilitation center for the mentally disturbed. Shortly after his release, 6 months later, his uncle signed him up for boxing lessons. Resto stuck with boxing, and in 1977 he made his professional debut, which he won with a points decision. Throughout his career, he was a competent boxer with Golden Gloves wins under his belt, but not a truly exceptional talent. I mean, of course, in the boxing world. Obviously, any decent professional boxer is a very skilled individual in comparison with your average Joe, and I'm just a YouTuber, so I'm even lower than that. Resto racked up a respectable record of 20 wins and 8 losses. With 8 of those wins being by knockout and the rest by points, he was regarded as a light puncher. Technically proficient, but not a knockout artist. On June 16, 1983, Luis Resto was scheduled to fight in the undercard at an event in Madison Square Garden. His opponent was to be Irish Billy Collins Jr., In contrast to the veteran Resto, the younger Collins was undefeated, with 14 fights and 14 wins. 11 of those were knockouts. The promising young fighter, with his father and trainer Billy Sr. in his corner, was largely expected to beat Resto, whose trainer was Panama Lewis. But an upset victory by the more experienced boxer was not inconceivable. Overall, it was set to be an exciting matchup. And when the bell bell rang that day, it proved to be. The two fighters immediately opened up on each other in an exchange of fast punches, and this basically continued throughout the fight. It seemed like a fairly evenly matched bout, except for one thing. As the fight progressed, Collins' face was becoming visibly battered and cut. This was in contrast to Resto, who didn't look too much worse for wear than he did stepping in the ring. This was a little odd, as Resto was not known for his devastating punching power, as well as the fact neither man was dominating the fight. But Collins' face showed significantly more damage. This did not deter Collins, however, and despite the damage, he continually held his ground. His composure started to falter as he was obviously hurt, but he never lost his determination, and the fight was still fast-paced right to the end. The fight went the full 10 rounds. The judges gave the decision to Resto. Collins was visibly weakened in the later rounds, and his face was a swollen, bloody mess. After his victory, Resto made his way to Collins' corner and hugged him. The 21-year-old had suffered the first defeat of his career and a fairly brutal beating, but had showed tremendous heart the whole way through. As Resto shook hands with Collins' team, Billy Collins Sr. noticed something that was a massive cause for concern. Resto's gloves felt as though they were missing a lot of their padding. Billy Sr. immediately called for the athletic commissioner. Something was definitely up. The gloves were seized and an investigation began. Billy Collins Jr. was very badly beaten, and he suffered a torn iris, permanently blurring his vision. The young man's promising career was over. This sent Collins into a depression, and he turned to alcohol as his life spiraled out of control. Less than a year later, Collins got behind the wheel of his car while drunk and sent it into a ditch. At 22 years old, Billy Collins Jr. was dead. His father theorized his son's death was more suicide than accident. The investigation by the New York State Athletic Commission determined that Resto's trainer, Panama Lewis, had removed an ounce of padding from each of Resto's gloves, affording the opponent less protection. They concluded Luis Resto must have known that his gloves had been illegally modified. Both men had their boxing licenses suspended indefinitely. In 1986, the two were put on trial for the incident and found guilty of assault, criminal possession of a weapon, and conspiracy. It was thought that cheating was part of a plot to win large amounts of money, which had been bet on Resto by a third party. Resto served 2.5 years in prison. For decades, he claimed to not know Lewis had tampered with his gloves, but eventually the weight of Billy Collins' death proved too much, and he confessed in 2007 to knowing the cheating was taking place, and he apologized to Collins' family. Resto revealed not only had the gloves been modified, but his hand wraps had been soaked in plaster of Paris, hardening them like medical casts. This was apparently not even the first time this had happened. Lewis would also put asthma medication in Resto's water during fights, giving his lungs more power to maintain his stamina. Resto has said that he knew what was happening was wrong, but at the time he did nothing to stop it, putting his inaction down to his youth. He has had to live with ruining a man's life as well as his own career. He said he's been to Billy's grave to apologize and will regret the incident for all his life. He is apparently broke and works in construction to make his money. In contrast, Panama Lewis has a house in Florida and an apartment in Las Vegas. Resto has been quoted as saying, "Panama can go to hell." Both men have since worked as trainers in boxing gyms, but have not been let back in the ring. Resto applied for another boxer's license every year after his release from prison. Every year he was rejected. Soon he was too old to box and started applying for a second's license to be in the corner instead. Should he be allowed back in the ring in any capacity? Resto has said he knows what he did was wrong and he's since paid his dues. And boxing is a sport of second chances. But this isn't really like any other cheating scandal, is it? The winner of the Tour de France could be one Flintstone vitamin away from a chemical catastrophe, but that kind of cheating is not quite the same as if he were to cut his opponent's brakes before the race. Luis Resto didn't just break the rules, he endangered his fellow competitor and ultimately caused him career-ending and life-changing injuries. I'm sure he wouldn't attempt to cheat again if he was let back in the ring, but I feel like that's not really the point. Maybe some might say that if he is no longer at risk of breaking the rules again, he should be given a clean slate and a chance to start a career. I say he should just appreciate the fact he wasn't convicted of murder and leave it at that.
Yeah.
I do believe people can make mistakes and move past them. But I also watched
What he
this
did
fight in
was
its entirety, and it's a grim 40
more.
minutes when you're armed with all the
What's more
information.
worse
It's
than
actually kind of heartbreaking.
anything?
People can
He
change,
got
but you
away
can't
with
undo
much
what's
more.
already been
Let's.
done. Maybe Luis Resto doesn't deserve a lifetime of suffering for his involvement in the tragedy, but he also doesn't deserve to darken the ring with his presence again. But that's just what I think, and my opinion is only worth as much as you value it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you soon for the next video.
Oh, it stands then. Yeah, I'm not a wrestling guy either, but like what that guy did was definitely, fuck. It's definitely too far. This video, might as well watch it. It's a rewatch of the video, but like I want to rewatch it.
Chewy, no matter how busy life gets, it's easier than ever to make sure he still feels like number one. The great thing about the Chewy app is that it is super mom friendly. When my son is napping, I can open it up,
Oh wait,
order everything
I
that we
forgot
need, and if I
diamonds.
their customer care team is right there to help me out. They're
Mate.
available 24/7 to answer any questions, to give advice. And if Vigo isn't a fan of something that we've ordered,
Uh-huh.
no, picky eater life. Chewy's got us covered with our 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vigo is our first baby, and with Chewy, he will always get the best. Try Chewy today and experience their amazing customer care for yourself.
Stop dreaming, start booking. Your next trip is just a deal away on Priceline.
I also have this too. Should probably switch.
How are you?
That is actually that scene actually really is unnerving. The sounds and everything just ooh. The sounds feel like something just digging on like its nails into a chalkboard. It sounds fucking unnerving. And okay. It reminds me of a train like passing by, but like the sounds of the alarm or the sounds of the train horn, it's just really fucking loud and just bursts your eardrums. It's like ooh. Oh shit, what the fuck? Die. Oh fuck. Die, child. And your father too. This ain't going to be some sort of... Oh, the Fitch saved you. This is going to be some happy ending story. No, you're both dying. Fuck you. Alright.
Acceptable to limit
After this video, yeah.
You know, that weird transition state where everything looks incomplete or you feel like you're only supposed to be passing through. You know, like when you're in a store going out of business, or a road no one ever drives on, or a bank that's about to be robbed. Wait, what? And I'm not alone in that feeling, so it's no wonder why liminal horror has popped off in recent years. From Kane Pixel's Backroom series to the subject of today's video, Skibbity Toilet Analog Horror. Oh my god, guys. I'm so scared right now. Was that a painting on the wall? This is fucked up. Ah! Bathroom! Oh my god.
Skibbity dub dub dub, yes yes. Skibbity dub dub, need me.
Oh, it's a toilet snake. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. What year is this? Oh, fuck! Oh, wait. Actually, I meant just say Obelisk by Lizardmen Inc.
Hmm.
Easy mix-up. I can't
Yeah, it's
describe
very
the
easy
plot of
mix-up.
the series super well without giving it all away, so I highly recommend going to the description and watching the video for yourself. The creator clearly takes heavy influence from not only other found footage series, but also other horror media like Skinamarink and PT. And I think that kind of thing is always important when you're working on a
There's
horror
lots of
project,
tough
actually having
bricks,
a
or not
live
tough
scope
bricks,
of the genre
tough
can offer.
blocks here, so that's good.
It would be like if I went to go perform a bank robbery, but instead of doing any research, I just did a bunch of quaaludes and watched.
I'm definitely going to be using lots of tough.
Shut the hell up, Mike.
It's like I love how the tough bricks look.
With this format to make me feel
I don't know why, but whenever I look at the tough bricks, it looks like it would feel good to bite. Like it's soft and malleable and like good to chew on. I don't know why I think that, but I just feel that. What the hell? Come on. But yeah, I feel like the tough bricks would be nice to chew at, you know? So yeah, I'm definitely going to collect a bunch of that. Just like make whatever I can. Oh. Time to drink the second bottle. There it is. I don't need it. I still need to find red sand though, so I'll probably visit Jeff, ask him if he knows any red sand villages, or not villages. I realized I was mining the wrong block. But yeah, I will ask him if he knows any red sand places. So yeah. Why is that one of the cave sounds? Why is that one of the cave sounds, huh, Mojang? That does not sound like something that you expect to hear in a cave. I'm sorry. It feels like they purposely just added like a scary sounding noise because of the whole like cave sounds are fucking terrifying. Which, yes, hearing them by themselves can be fucking terrifying, especially if you're like it's quiet, it's the dead of night, and then just like what the fuck, huh? That wakes you up immediately, especially if like you're falling asleep or half asleep. Oh my god. God damn it. Especially if you're half asleep or some shit. Just hearing the sounds of the fucking thing, yeah. Not the fucking, the fucking.
Unlike something like the Backrooms, where people still live here, where the horror comes from how infinitely spanning the space is, the horror here comes from how small and closed in you are. how claustrophobic you are. Much like a cave diver with a wife, a kid, a 6-figure salary, going on the latest cave dive through Satan's urethra. Speaking of, let's dive right into the series.
All that's left is the fucking cheat. Jesus.
I made a new friend.
That's I might as well go down in the water area.
Here? Oh, in here. He's in your closet. I get it.
He's hiding in the closet because he doesn't want to come out.
Just a barren white room, no toys or items, a 4-door closet. Does this kid live in a psych ward? But, yeah, I'll meet him. What's he like? Does he play Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he does have things in his room. I was getting worried there. We watched through the series and we find out the friend was actually CPS trying to save him from solitary confinement. There he is. Oh. Oh, hey! Yep, I see. Holy fuck, I see him. That is fucked up. He doesn't like being watched. Well then, what are friends for? I can't expect him to tell me if my nuts are hanging out of my open fly if he's not expecting the same from me. Oh, okay, I'm afraid. Is he in here?
Where did he go?
Friend? You here? Oh, well.
I'm watching TV. Sometimes my friend comes to watch too.
Listen, man, I don't know what this is, but it's trash, man. You gotta watch Ed, Edd n Eddy. Now that, your friend would be coming out here in a fucking millisecond if Johnny and Rolf are on screen fucking dilding Ed's ass. Oh.
He's here.
Oh. Oh, God. Oh.
Fuck.
No.
Spelled it wrong.
I don't like
Rugby.
I don't like this.
Not Ruby.
He's upstairs.
Fuck, my neck hurts. I need to
Where are your parents?
try and twist it. Ah, fuck. Oh, yeah. It also doesn't help that it's the back of my shoulders that's in pain. Do some stretches at least. Jesus. Yeah, fuck.
This house is completely empty. Where are your legal guardians?
Do you see him?
Do I? I don't know, it's like a Rorschach blot test. Ah!
He's in the closet.
You know what? He looked better in the closet. I think he should stay there.
Oh wait, I didn't mean like right now.
Oh,
man, I hurt his feelings. Damn it, now I feel like the asshole. See, you did. I have to feel bad for my actions now.
The description of the video says, Pilfer. A really neat start to the series. This boy has this friend who seems to be able to teleport in and out of his closet, as evident by the TV distorting once he reappears. It doesn't seem to be directly aggressive to the boy, though it also really doesn't like being recorded. Kind of like a Walmart Karen. They'll appear docile and reasonable, but as soon as you pull a camera out, it activates her fucking sleep rage. She goes on a complete rampage.
Activates the sleep rage in them.
But regardless, let's see if we get
It activates the sleeper agent within them.
Looking down a hallway, the door opens and we see this tall, lanky creature slink its way inside. Oh, hey. What lovely hands you have. Oh, We then cut away from Diet Slenderman and enter a picture slideshow. And this is where things get strange. What in the motherfucking hell is this? Because everything until this point has been so normal. There's a door in the middle of the woods. It seems to be acting as a portal to this house. Perhaps this is how the friend from the previous video was able to teleport in and out of the boy's closet. So whatever these things are, it seems like they can use doors and just Rick and Morty into any location they want, with a particular interest in human homes. But why? What do they want from us? Money? Food? Yu-Gi-Oh card? I have to pry these puppies from my cold, dead ass cheeks. Anyway, the slide continues and we see this tall fellow. Hi, aren't you lovely? Sir, where's your skin? Did you leave it at home again? These goddamn Lovecraftian horrors always leaving home without their skin on.
Looking to new tires?
That seems really rude.
To do than become a tire expert. Chevy certified service technicians are factory trained to fit.
So that's when we switch gears a little. We wake up in bed and hear what is assumedly our baby crying. Aw, I didn't know I gave birth. But the crying becomes a little strange. It's a baby. My god. I may not have experienced the joys of fatherhood, but I don't think babies are supposed to sound like that. Check on Abby. Listen, man, that door is jammed there for a reason. I think Abby's gonna be just fine. Put some hair on her chest. Ooh, this is such a good style. Oh, this old, like, PC game. Oh, that's so fucking good. I love that. Abby, you in here? Abby, who ate all my furniture? I know it was you. You son of a bitch. Oh, there you are. I really gotta redecorate your room. I also really love Forever
okay.
give you a
I guess so.
Hi! How are you? Our baby is gone.
Yeah.
The only thing left here is this
Still fucking
thing.
scary.
We've
Just
already
hearing the
started
sounds.
enter our homes through doors. It seems like this person is even aware of that, as they have their door barricaded with a chair. So with that in mind, what comes next is possibly one of the most
Fucking hell. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it and just trying to mimic that sound. I fucking hate it. It really does. It really hits on the unnerving parts of the ear. Because people forget, like, good audio design will work wonders for horror. Like, holy shit. Not just for, like, not just horror, but, like, just sounds that, like, audio is really fucking powerful. Whether that's for video games, TV shows, movies. Finding the right sound for the right thing can really elevate shit. Speaking of sound, fucking like cave sounds in the background. So yeah, that's music that I'm listening to. Yeah, it's the Minecraft music. But yeah. Move all the tough there. Throw away that cobble deep slate. Throw away that. Alright. And throw away the bones. Bones! Shouldn't be speaking too loud. It is 3 a.m. and it's 3 a.m. in the morning. I shouldn't be doing that. Speaking at 3 a.m., I should probably say goodnight to someone. Because odds are they probably are asleep right now. Oh yeah, the Flash Forge. Put that away, because I'll use that for something else. Not sure what, but something.
Just a simple chair on the door. We don't need an emergency alert or a poster on a telephone pole or a brick through our window. We just know immediately. The amount that Lizard can get across with showing and not telling is honestly really masterful. Though it doesn't really explain why the parent didn't.
Also, yeah, that is clever. That's a good use of showing, not telling. Literally just showcasing that, like, it's normal to sleep with the fucking thing on the thing. The doors were locked.
A little more insight on the world. I love how the creator so clearly and succinctly tells us that people in this world are aware of these things' existence with just a simple chair on the door. We don't need an emergency alert or a poster on a telephone pole or a brick through our window. We just know immediately. The amount that Lizard can get across with showing and not telling is honestly really masterful. Though it doesn't really explain why the parent didn't just have the baby in the room with them.
Alright. Good night, my sweet little Timmy.
Hmm.
I know it's scary out there with the recent outbreak of World War III, the zombie virus, Robo-Ebola, and James Corden's late night show. Don't worry, you'll be safe.
Because Mommy's gonna protect herself. Good luck! And we have one more video in our lineup, and this is the big one, the big Stetson.
Gold. And here's the big one. Oh, that one's fell. Well, it wouldn't have been that bad of a drop.
It has no doors or windows. A house with no doors or windows. Interesting. It's almost like this was purpose-built as a bunker to keep the entities out, or perhaps, more terrifyingly, to keep them in. Our cameraman eventually finds a wood panel and is able to enter the house through a crawl space. And honestly, I can only imagine how painful it must be dragging his massive fucking huevos across the ground. Oh, yeah, that's how we get in. Gotta say, lovely foyer. You know, people always.
One thing that I noticed with the new shelf item is that people are mentioning that it's going to be causing lots of lag to servers, especially during building. So hopefully Mojang had some foresight and figured that people are going to be using the shelf items more as like either display or as I forgot the word, as a decoration piece with no items in it. So hopefully they make it so that the shelves basically don't work the same as how Minecraft sheds do as like an entity thing, and have it so like it behaves different and not the same as like an entity, so that it could still be plates, like 100 can be plates in a one chunk area, and like the lag wouldn't be the same as if it was 100 chats. I hope they have that foresight.
I make the entryway for the house really grand and awe-inspiring, kind of like Papa John's fucking fountain 2 feet away from a shoe closet. But I feel like this is the way to do it. Like, once you're crawling into your house through the poop-riddled basement, once you're on the ground sniffing rat shit, it's just uphill from there. There's psychologically not a single way you could possibly be disappointed by whatever else is in the rest of this house. It's actually the Breaking Bad crawl space. It's where Walter White got fucking crashed out over losing his money. This house ain't so bad.
Alright. Date 731.
Question: how do you know people that don't live here? House has no windows. You have no idea what's inside. That's no good. Oh, it's him crawling up. He just set down his camera. I like that. I feel like in found footage a lot of time you kind of like suspend disbelief in like the actions your cameraman is taking while holding a camera.
Alright.
So I like that little bit where you just
400 blocks.
set the camera down to climb up. It smells like burned matches inside.
Oh, so wait, what?
Time you kind of like set down. this house ain't so bad. I got a question. How do you know people don't live here? House has no windows. You have no idea what's inside. That's no good. Oh, it's him crawling up. He just set down his camera. I like that. I feel like in found footage a lot of time you kind of like suspend disbelief in like the actions your cameraman is taking while holding a camera. So I like that little bit where you just actually set the camera down to. It smells like burned matches inside. What is specific detail? To explain this further, we have to look at the name of the series, Obelisk. Now the definition you're probably thinking of is a massive stone schlong, but there's apparently another definition of the word, another term for obelisk, a symbol used as a reference mark in printed matter, or to indicate that a person is deceased. The distinct smell of burning matches comes from sulfur dioxide, and this smell can also be found in certain species of wild yeast. So there's something in this house that is decomposing and putting off this burnt stench. So we continue on with the house tour, and you know what? Let's get a property valuation going. We have a 3-bedroom home in a sparse area. No windows or walls though, so you have to enter through a poop-covered crawl space. So let's start the estimate at a conservative $3 million?
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah, well, you know, these IKEA furniture displays are really getting very avant-garde. They're really trying to set a mood here. And that mood is, piss. It's worth noting that there's a door on the wall that isn't upside down, but it also appears to be drawn on the wall. So perhaps this house was still under construction, and a door was supposed to go here. As for the upside-down furniture, I guess this house was built before Isaac Newton invented gravity. These guys got no books, no DVDs, no porn. This house may have no doors and no windows, but that doesn't mean they don't have to have culture. The door is so tall. God, yeah. Who the fuck lives here? Yao Ming? Shaq? Shaq's dad? I really want to get like a personality vibe on this cameraman who is so unhinged and insane to be going into this house. Some of the lights are on. Like there are no windows or doors. You have no clue what's in here. This guy basically has the same level of sociopathy as a cave diver. Like cave divers who have like a wife and kids, a 401k, 6-figure job, but then they just decide, hey, you know what would be great? Dying in the most brutal, claustrophobic way possible. Alright, I'll stop talking about cave divers then. Message heard. We then pass by a location that looks extremely similar to the hallway we saw in the security footage episode. I don't know if this is actually meant to be the exact same hallway, but the similarity is undeniable. You can see the door cracked open in almost the exact same manner. Another room. Is that an easel? Did they do paintings in here? Oh shit, this is where Mona Linus lives. God fucking damn it! I referenced Urban Spook! Cameraman pans around.
He does reference it a lot, does he?
Still, and know that I am God. Originally a message to calm your heart and put your faith in God. Here, it takes on a more sinister aura. That is crazy ominous. This series is crazy work. More hallways. Very lovely. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I find this so much more ominous than the back rooms. Like, what I think it is that we know exactly where we are. We know exactly how big this location is, how we got in, how difficult it is to leave. And I think that sense of closeness is what contributes to making the atmosphere feel so claustrophobic and oppressive. Anyways, we get to this stairway that leads to nowhere, with a cross on the archway, an obelisk marking. Perhaps this is symbolizing some kind of passage for the dead? Or maybe behind this wall there are literal dead bodies. But I don't know, I'm just spitballing. I'm spitting and I'm balling. Would this be a bad time to fart? It's a door. Why the fuck is it so high up? Who's going in there? Ghosts? Oh, it's upside down. I see. So this house is accessible to Australians. Very nice. We love to see representation. What the hell?
Why am I only getting the flint? What the hell?
It's unclear, but with the red dialogue, inclined to believe that these lines are being spoken by the creature.
What are you? I know your face.
Perhaps we're the invader here. But that was the Obelisk series, and it is really solid. Like, I'm surprised it hasn't got more attention. Like, okay, I can understand that the formula of walking through a liminal space is getting overplayed, especially all the backrooms, knockoffs, and parodies. But this one really evolves the formula and makes something that's actually really tense, and introduces us to this world with otherworldly creatures who invade your home through doors, and perhaps other means. I don't have all the pieces to compile a complete narrative, but I can at least give it a vibe check. These creatures don't feel malicious or outright dangerous, they feel lonely. It reminds me a lot of this short film I saw, The Quiet Apocalypse.
Nobody cares about the creatures anymore. Now, they're a part of our lives. I don't remember exactly when they arrived in this world. Maybe 10, 12 years ago? I don't know anymore. But the creatures don't appear to be malicious. Some even appear to be sad to be here. Almost as if they were begging to go back to where they came from. People know that one day the creatures will consume them. There's nothing anyone can do.
Damn.
And with that, I gotta get going. I completely forgot to barricade my door.
Oh no, bro. Oh no, bro. All right. On that note, all right, okay. That's enough for me. I'm going to keep doing some off-stream stuff. As you guys can tell, I basically cleared out the thing. Hopefully, next stream, I at least have, like, a few floors done. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I'm going to keep doing some off-stream stuff. So, yeah, good night, everyone. Hope everyone sleeps as tightly as that baby up there. That's baby up here. So, yeah, good night.